I'm gonna go to my shit. Die. I forgot my charger at work.
My bad for smacking, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Dub C. Goddamn.
And like that, we're back with another Unpacked presented to you by the To Be Fair Show and
the GSH podcast.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
All right, y'all. We're here. We're back again, and we got another prompted by maybe one of the most random events in NBA history. We talking about 83, not 81, not what Luka just got 70 something, not Jordan 60 something. We talking a Bam Adebayo inside my Charles Barkley voice. He went for 83, and to me, I think that it prompts us to ask ourselves: are things evolving, or is standards collapsing? It sounds like kind of the discourse that have kind of revolved around the conversation with Bam getting 83. I've heard some people say the league is in shambles because you have a non-scorer getting 83. You have people that's like, hey, 83 is 83. You got to respect. And I think that it leads us to bigger, more societal conversations. Whether we talk about in relationships, are we evolving or devolving? Politics, evolving, devolving. Music, evolving, devolving. Culture, music, film. Are we evolving, devolving? Work, intellectual capacity. Are we becoming way too dependent on extraneous things? A graphic designer from 1990, is it better than right now? It's a bunch of questions that we can ask, but we are here with the Four Horsemen. We got all the guys here. G, talk to us. We can't hear you.
What's good, everybody? It's G, host of the GSH podcast, where we focus on family, friends, finances, freedom, and our future. Forget about everything else. Check it out wherever you get your pods. Just search GSHPOD. Ha.
Beside him, we have a third of the To Be Fair Show, host of the To Be Fair Show, Johnny P himself. What's going on?
What up, family? What up, family? Glad to be back. Got another good one going. Shout out to Dub C. They just brought it back to the city. And we gonna think this is a good one. I think what happened yesterday is very, representative of a lot of stuff that we got going on. So we'll, unpack it, break it down.
Okay, gotcha. And speaking of Dub C, shout out Kahari Coleman, shout out Major, shout out what we call him, Crash Out Carter.
No, he clutched Carter now.
Even I actually got a nephew that they got a championship today. Shout out Kai. What y'all did take home against Hoggart. It did look like one of them civil rights movies where it was the white guys versus the black guys. And the black guys did come out victorious. Saying all that to say we have a West Charlotte alumni. I'm sure the group chats have been going crazy.
Dub C,
Okay, all right, cool. I couldn't say it because I ain't a Dub C
Yeah,
alumni.
man. Yo, what's up? A Black man. West Charlotte alumni. Happy for the dub. We've been carrying the coach of Charlotte for a long time now, man. And really it's just been a great sports year for Charlotte in general, man. The Panthers had a good run to this season. The Hornets doing the best they done bid in like 15 years. Got JCSU winning the conference CIAA championship, and he come West Charlotte, man. Bringing it. So the city it has been getting a lot of spotlight, and I love it, man. So shout out to West Charlotte. Shout out to my brothers on the 22nd day of Ramadan, and shout out to the boys. We back out here. Let's get it.
All right, I dig it. So I guess just to do the round the horn really quickly. We do have, or maybe we have more developments inside the Iran, Israel, America, Great Britain. I don't know the war that is starting to happen. Possibly again, I keep forgetting what Trump named it, but
Epic Fury.
Epic Fury. There we go. So yeah, fellas, what is y'all thoughts? Has the gas tank hit your pockets yet?
I mean, yeah, it's been up for me. I've been had 93, but yeah, it's definitely. I went to
Oh, you at 93, yeah.
yeah.
Small flicks.
I had to be. Nah, I mean, shit. I wish I didn't, but I ain't trying to mess up my engine. But I went today, and the joint was at 414. I think last week it was about 370 at my joint. I usually pay attention to it, so it's definitely creeping up, and probably go creep up a lot more. But yeah, man, the war. I think we've been in. We dealing with like a lot of propaganda and misinformation right now. So you really gotta follow people on the ground in Tehran, in Iran, in Tel Aviv, because in Israel they got a censorship on social media and posting stuff right now, but they're not trying to show that they really getting blasted right now by Iran.
Oh shit, for real?
Oh yeah, they taking heavy damage out there, and so Trump and Hex, they trying to project every day that we winning and all of this stuff, bro. We not winning. Like Iran has been holding their own. They is hitting everything in that region. The other Middle Eastern allies of the U.S. been trying to back out because they can't really hang with the military power. That's why the U.S. is there to back them. But it's also very far, so you expanding your resources, and we ain't really winning this thing. Different reports have come out that there was no imminent threat.
Oh yeah.
Even Trump came out yesterday, kind of starting to project blame on Rubio and Hegseth and Kushner, talking about they encourage him to do it, but he can end it anytime. But everything that they're saying is like these people losing, and at the same time, you seeing how much money they spending not only on this war but just the administration, and and these same people that want to cut off EBT a few months back to save money, but they dropping all these expensive missiles. Just today, the missile that hit the little girls that Trump tried to say he ain't know where it came from was made in Colorado. They done exposed that in the facilities in Colorado made that particular missile. So, it's a lot of misinformation. A lot of it's coming from our mainstream platforms that we used to trust, like CBS News, NBC. Like they all been kind of, bought out, CNN. So we really got to the age of the internet is so important because the influencers are really powerful right now. Like, you follow these people in Iran that's been reporting on stuff that's on the ground. They're kind of giving you the real news and letting you know. That's important because it's just like crazy information. They got the AI videos. They showing old footage and doctoring it as new stuff. The Iranians that was supposedly celebrating, they done been called out as not real Iranians. Like nobody knows who they are. So it's a lot happening, man. And
Hey, really quick, let me ask you this, because this was a conversation and I couldn't find proof of it, but then people keep bringing it up. What's this whole Iranian worshiping Baal thing? Or is that Israelis worshiping Baal?
That's Israel.
that's the Israelis.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Israel.
or is it they got mad because
They
the
burnt
Iranians
they
burnt
burnt the statue of Baal.
a
Yeah,
Baal?
yeah. That's one of like the old gods and stuff, and that's another
No,
thing.
I guess I'm asking, was it true? I couldn't find any proof of it, but
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. A lot of stuff is kind of being put out as propaganda to villainize Iran, and they're not doing a lot of the stuff that they're claiming to do. Like Israel is bombing a lot of places and then blaming it on Iran, and it's just we just in this age of such transparency and information that none of their tactics are working as normal. Like because things keep getting exposed so quickly. Like, oh nah, this is the truth. This is the truth. So now it's a battle of kind of capturing people's minds and stuff. And you see a lot of people waking up. I see a lot of MAGA people that's like waking up and stuff, and a lot of them still drinking the Kool-Aid. But
it's about 50-50 for sure.
yeah, people some people are waking up, and but a lot of these stations are being exposed as being bought out by the Jews, and well, I don't want to say the Jews, but you know the Zionist forces and Israeli forces. You know they own a lot of these stations. You know they the heads of a lot of these stations, so they're giving them the same talking points. I think if you watch Jon Stewart, the Daily Show, he's been like killing his coverage recently, and he kind of just been showing the clips of how they've been repeating these talking points, and they're giving these reporters and commentators things to say that's not the truth. And one of them even said, "Oh, I can't say that because Israel told us not to." Like, and I'm just like, what? So yeah, man, I'm just glad our internet ain't banned yet, so we can still like you can kind of seek out these different influencers to follow and kind of get the real shit that's happening on the ground. Because I don't believe none of the FBI, none of them saying they lying about body count. They keep saying it's like 7 soldiers dead. It's really like 170. You got soldiers on TikTok saying that they lying. Like it's all type
Yeah.
of shit going on,
I,
man.
I,
And
I
go
think
ahead.
that's no, I think that's like where you at. I think that's like this has now become like more so of like it's a war, but it's a war of information. Like in
Mm-hmm.
the where we're living at now, it's not just about like bombs and like missiles, and I mean that matters, but like the real war is one with the propaganda
And he froze up.
behind, but behind each, because like if you drop the bomb and there's like a reason, oh, they did it like for this reason, they was going to attack us, then like we're like, oh, okay, we get it, but then like the way he's going about it, it doesn't look like there was no foreplanning. Like how you go shoot missiles with Americans over there and don't have no you know kind of plan to get like the Americans who have nothing to do with it back over here. Again with like the propaganda, like I've seen like what you're saying. I don't really watch our news on the coverage. I watch like European news, and I try not to watch Middle Eastern news either because it can be biased, but I try to watch like true third party, because I've seen like one video of like a drone flying into a hotel, and they've said that it's happened in like 3 different countries. This
Yeah,
was Kuwait, this is Dubai, this was Bahrain. I'm like, which one is it? Y'all can't use the same video. And like, to me, that's the kind of disheartening part, is like, as a fairly like well read, well knowledge person, I'm looking at like the coverage of our country, and they just talking to us like we're idiots, like we don't know better. And it's scary because it's like, again, like with Trump and like the truth, it's like where does like the truth lie? Because you can't. We looking at our government and we're like, we don't really believe like the reasons that they're putting forward, and that creates a terrible precedent to where whoever tells the most, compelling or believable story has the upper hand. And I
yeah,
think we've kind of put ourselves in that predicament by, our lack of, our how much we lack, or how much we don't value accuracy in
yeah.
like
And
our
I think
government
I
and our
think
journalism.
one major thing that we conflate the Middle East is like we all think of them as like these sandy, dusty, undeveloped places. Like Iran is not that. Like they not Afghanistan, they not Pakistan, they ain't Iraq. Like they are the most advanced Middle Eastern country. They the biggest. They used to
Yeah,
be Persia, the biggest empire on the
Tehran, a
planet.
beautiful
Like
city.
they are not to be played with. And they about to see like when Trump was talking about putting troops on the ground, sending them out there, dude said, please send them out here. Like he said, please, you're gonna get them wiped out. if you
But I
send
think,
them troops out here.
but I think that's like that's Trump's like.
Ego.
But he can't, like, he's gonna lose his base and like his following, and like I guess he.
But he also campaigned on no new wars.
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
half of his following is going already.
You can't
Like the Nick
campaign on.
Fuentes, what's the guy Tucker Carlson? That
But
base is completely left Trump.
but he's gonna lose. But that's the base that really, like, I think, support him and give him like his credibility. But you can't campaign on
Well,
no
right
new.
now Trump just has the old, like the good old whites.
Yeah,
But
but
like
you're gonna lose.
all the people that were following him that were in the younger crowd, they all dislike Israel. They all like follow, whether it's Tucker or what's the other kid name? Well, Tucker's not a kid. Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
And like these are the biggest consumers of his like of the youth. I think I was just listening to a podcast. It was Right Leaning podcast. What is it? PBD? Patrick Bet Davis. And they was doing like a demo breakdown even of who consumes, because they're a really big white podcast, and who consumes the majority of their content, which is like 35 and up. I think maybe it was like 30 and up, and then comparison to Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson, it's like the 25 and under, and how they kind of sway. Well, they say the election was won by the like the youth vote on the right. And yeah, Trump is losing them.
Mm-hmm.
But and not only
Tucker
them,
Carlson
I think
been killing it lately. Like surprisingly, I think Nick Fuentes is more like a. I don't think his switch is genuine. Like I feel like Tucker has really like evolved in his thought and like how he sees things, and he been on point. Like I've been surprised, but I don't trust the Nick dude. Yeah, I just think he.
No, hell no.
Oh no, I wouldn't say. I would say don't trust
him. Don't trust
I think that his basis is partially eugenics and his hate for Israel.
Yeah,
but he's like that version of the thing.
Hey, but another thing though, like I think Trump is going to lose like even the little support he has left. I think it's in jeopardy because like even if we go back to like 9/11 and like the Iraq War, like there was like a justification, like way more like, usually wars, like for a president, it can be a good thing. It can like kind of bring the country together for a common enemy. In this case, I think it's a miscalculation because like there was no 9/11. There was no like major thing to like, be
like
the reason
point, yeah.
to send people to die. And then like next, so it just seemed like a very like kind of selfish, ego driven, thing that you're sending. And then like these are real, like these are real deaths. Like these are people that like are usually like the military is usually like very conservative. And if you start driving them from you, it's gonna be Trump, it's gonna be a dark day for Trump. So I mean, the war is scary, and I hope it don't get too out of hand. But I think this is the thing that could like kind of bring that to kind of bring him to an end as far as like people supporting him.
He talk to us.
Yeah, they didn't. Oh, go ahead, G man.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just you kind of sitting back and watching. Nobody's got the information. It's just one of those things. Like Trump, anything can happen at any point. I wouldn't be surprised if the news is reporting one thing or the other, right? And so, the tipping point is when/if American troops put boots on the ground. Until that happens, it's kind of like, like that to me is the real thing that's going to set stuff off. And then aside from that, the way that they cut off the strait, and I think they just announced that they were going to start putting mines in the strait so that like I didn't even know you could put mines in the ocean or like in the water like this. So you got ocean mines out there just sitting there live, ready to blow shit up. So, when you start taking 20% of what's going on in the world from an oil supply standpoint, it's just one of those things where I'm just trying to sit back and watch because I know A Black said that we're losing or America's losing, but I don't even know what losing versus winning is in this situation. It's like,
well, there's no key, there's no strategy. Like Trump just went over there and sent a bomb.
What does a win look like for this mission?
Winning is complete surrender, and they're not close to that. They got the new leader, the Ayatollah's son, who was basically been the leader the whole time because Ayatollah been chilling. He been old. But it's complete surrender and changing their regime of who they want to change it with and taking control of it like they do to other countries. But like I say,
But did they
Iran
say that's
different.
what the goal was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what they said.
mean,
They want regime change. They want to be able to control Iran like they can control the other Middle Eastern countries, put a base there. That's what they did in Iraq. That's what they did in Saudi Arabia. That's why they got bases in Kuwait. All these places. They the only place they don't got control over in the Middle East is Iran
yeah, that's an
and,
unwinnable
and, and
war.
Lebanon and Syria and
But
Yemen.
like,
The places they keep attacking is the places they don't have control over yet.
you're not gonna get control because Iran already. It's like you killed the leader, and like,
And this is why there's been a 47-year stalemate because
but they're because
you can't infiltrate Iran. Like it's not that easy. And
they're
Iran is
principled.
strategic. They attacking Amazon data centers. They attacking like water supply shit. They not trying to kill people. The leader said we don't have no problem with Americans in general. We want y'all regime out of there. If y'all regime surrender, we'll chill. But they doing strategic shit. They going after these data centers. They going after the money. Like they not trying to fuck with the people like that.
And to me, that's the scary part because like this war is going to affect the people more so than it's going to affect because like with like the gas prices already up. They say that's going to go into airline ticket prices, and I think like we're going to have to eat the brunt of the effects of it as like the American people. And I think that's where I feel like it's a miscalculation. Another thing that kind of annoys me, or that like I it gives me pause, or it gives me like a bad feeling, is like as an American, like I feel like I'm targeted now. If I go to another country or I go somewhere, like I feel like whatever Trump does is a reflection of me. Cause like if I go somewhere and it's all Americans and they want to get back at America, I'm very likely to be a part of a terrorist attack. I'm like I think the chances of that are way more now than like a month ago, and I think that's directly because of like the actions of our government. And I think it makes us like, at least in the short term, it makes the world a way more dangerous place to be an American.
Bro,
And
I don't mean to be like anti FBA, but when you leave this country, the world don't really view black skin as American as the first thought. Like Iran already proved that when they let the black people free during the hostage situation, and they said that we
I
don't. They
I
already suffering
I
that.
get
So
it, but
you
like
go
they
walk around the world, they're not gonna be like that's an American. Like they get them. Like they go see somebody black. I swear, the first thing they go think is you African more than likely.
I get that, but like the thing is, like if you're on an American plane, or like it wasn't all like it was black people that died in 9/11 too. They might not have been the target, but they were collateral damage just because we are, at the end of the day, we are Americans and we do American stuff. We go travel. We're gonna probably be where, it's more Americans, and we are like I get we're not the number one target, but like we are, like if they get us, like it's not like no sweat on, it ain't no like they ain't not gonna care too much. It's gonna be like, see America. And like as an American, a black American, I still feel like the world's way more dangerous for me the past, today than it was 2 3 weeks ago. And like I know I'm black and it might help me out, but at the end of the day, like if they shoot an American plane and I'm on it, like it's still gonna affect me
Man,
as an
you good.
American.
That blasphemy ain't gonna save you unless you start talking in Arabic and praying and stuff. And they think you Muslim, but other than that, you black right now. You probably safe as hell because they when they say American, it's like how Christian, American and Christian is basically synonymous with white. To them at this point, when the white people are saying Christian, this a Christian nation, they mean it's a white nation. Like so, black people. I mean, we always suffering in America. That's why we gonna be good. Prices rise. We know how to survive. Like none of this is new for us. So we go know how to bounce back. It's the poor whites that thought something was gonna be better for them. That's gonna have to really change. Like them niggas need to be January 6th and right now to the Capitol. This is a great time to storm the Capitol. But they're
If you're
deluded
white,
because they getting the anti-Muslim Islamic propaganda thrown on them and making this whole thing a religious thing.
yeah,
It's not a
they was just mad at the Mexicans like 2 3 months ago. Now they hating Muslims. Like what the fuck? They ain't even do nothing.
Yeah.
Muslims was just chilling over there in Iran and got
That's what I'm saying. Like I still don't. I still haven't heard a clear message articulated in a consistent way from the White House as it relates to why we're doing this. That's all my only point. So it's like I hear y'all saying that in theory they want to remove the regime or whatever, but it's like they just killed the leader. You know what I'm saying? It's like so it's like how much removal can you do? You know what I mean? Like it's like so what does a
I don't
win actually look like? You know
I
what I'm
don't think
saying?
oh, but gee, I don't think none of this was really thought out before they like hit the button to send the missile. I don't think they
Well,
really like had
so
like a long term or like this was clearly something that was done like kind of like spontaneously. Where it's like,
so
oh, we got an opportunity,
I don't
and
think it
then
was spontaneous because I think the U.S. hand was forced to participate in something that maybe they
but
didn't
that's
want.
what I mean. On our side, it was spontaneous, where like we didn't plan to do this thing because like if you like you get Americans out there like you like the way this shit went down makes it seem like yeah force like Trump was forced to do it, not that he like had no like very like organ it wasn't a lot of organization behind it. They just like shoot the missile. It was like okay,
But here's the thing.
and we
Here's the
shot it,
thing.
and then it's like we don't know what the goal is. We don't know like
But
what we're
there
trying
has
to
been
do.
murmurs. There's been murmurs for months about when will Trump slash U.S. make a move on Iran.
Yeah.
It's been speculated about for a long time. So this isn't like a surprise
But why is
that
it
is.
so
Hold on. It's not a surprise that it's happening. So I
Especially
can't
after
sit here
Venezuela.
and say that this was just like spontaneous out of the blue because the world news has been speculating about not if this will happen, but when will it take place? And it finally took place. My only point is that the messaging from the office has been inconsistent. And I've yet to hear consistent logic as it relates to like why this thing got initiated. I've also yet to hear any consistent logic as it relates to like what a quote unquote end game looks like. Like what does the
So,
W look like?
AG, real quick. So do you think that that could be because of? I imagine you've heard like the whole idea that this is America's play to kind of hurt China in general through oil,
That's what he
through
said.
like. Go ahead, Johnny.
I'm not gonna say that's what G brought up last week.
Oh yeah, it's a proxy. It's a proxy war.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so like I've heard that this week as well as it like people kind of have put credence to G's last week's conversation where they spoken about how from Venezuela to Iran
And even
and
the Panama Canal prior to Venezuela, how they went and locked that down and got China out of the Panama Canal before
yeah,
they got to Venezuela.
how it all directly impacts China, oil, XYZ. And then I've also heard that this oil situation is actually hyper beneficial to America because of the dollar is traded in oil, and the higher that the value of oil goes, it moves the dollar up as well.
So we know it's not nuclear weapons because June 25, Trump was going around talking about they obliterated the nuclear program.
Right,
So
right, right.
when the first bomb dropped, it was because of we thought they building nuclear weapons, but that's the same day they're doing negotiations with the ambassador who's here in the country to sign the treaty for more peace, to continue peace and stuff. So the preeminent threat thing was debunked. Now, right before the bombs drop, we getting closer and closer to Trump's part in the Epstein files being released, the Clintons having their deposition and whatnot. So who Kanye say on the media? The Jews. The Jews, Israel, Netanyahu. So if I got dirt on Trump that can completely end him to the point of impeachment, I'm going to say, hey, we control this media. We're going to hold this for you, but you need to get in this Iran shit. And that's why it seems so forced. That's why it's not no answers, because there's something that Netanyahu is holding over Trump, because Trump was talking shit about Jews before his election. He was talking shit about Israel and giving them all the money. You know, he had been shading them. Now they're like best buddies. So the switch is real 360 with seeming like Israel is pulling America's strings, so they got something on Trump, and I think it's this Epstein shit because it seems real conspiratory and like, oh, that can't be the cause of all of this, but they control the media and they could end this dude. Like if the shit that they're saying that he did with these little girls comes out and they got real proof and can blast it on all these networks, he's done. Like he's going to get impeached. And so it's like
But
you get
Trump getting impeached is kind of like not really a threat, unfortunately.
beyond.
Like,
I'm sorry,
But no,
beyond impeached, he gonna get arrested.
even
but
that, like,
hey, but
he
it ain't.
won't.
Hey, G.
He's
Hey,
gonna
but
get.
G.
He might go to court, but he's not going to
But
jail.
G.
He's
But I
not.
think the thing is, I think the thing with that is like, and this is why I don't think it was like planned. Like there were rumors of it, but I think like we had to do it now because like Israel know that its support in America is slipping. And like the next president probably not going to be a big supporter of him. They probably not going to have anything on that president the way they got something on Trump. So like Trump's weak. He's compromised. They can make him do what they want him to do. It's not a guarantee you're
But
going to have
I
that
do
on the
agree.
next president. So I feel like they made Trump do it now or like forced his hand. And that's why I feel like it's not as planned. It's why we don't have no answers. It's why it looks the way it does. It's why all those Americans was trapped over there. Because I feel like we didn't want to do this right now. Like Trump said, no new wars. Israel was the one that got an issue with like Iran and everything that's going on there. And they're the ones like that if they
Well,
get a
Trump said no new wars, and he just bombed everybody.
yeah,
But
I'm
keep on
saying,
my back.
but he said that, but he bombed everybody because that Israel had a problem with, or like
Not
and
Venezuela.
he didn't bomb them. He ran in there.
And
But
bombing people ain't necessarily a war until niggas start bombing you back. So everybody Trump is bombed ain't really fired back with the same power as Iran has. And that's what makes it a war. And what makes it a bigger war is when China and Russia step in, which they haven't had to because Iran is holding their own right now.
I don't
And
think they will because like I think like
No, they're helping in the
they
background, and
helping. They sending
Iran has already
intelligence.
came forth and said they're getting support
They
from
getting
both.
weapons,
I get that.
intelligence. They getting support, but they go let America tire themselves out. These missiles, Johnny,
Proxy
are
war.
not cheap, bro. Like
Oh
all
no,
these
I get
bombs they
that.
dropping.
But
But
here's the thing, though.
hey,
But
but hold
here's
on,
the
They
thing,
also
though.
hurt.
Black, hey, Black,
hold on, G. Hey, hold on, G. But
we
my
got
thing
the
is,
bombs
but
over
my thing is,
Baghdad. Like,
we're paying for that, G. And I don't want to send them bombs
I'm
over to
not
them
saying
people.
I want to.
But
I'm
my
just
thing
telling you,
is,
we not running out of ammunition. I'm telling you that right now.
because we gonna pay for it no matter
It
what.
don't
Like we
matter how
shouldn't
expensive them bombs
we
are. Hey,
should.
Black nigga,
It
them
should
things is
matter.
getting
It
made,
should
and
matter.
America's not gonna run out.
But
Tell
And
but my
them
that
to
thing.
will
get
fuck.
Johnny.
That will go fuck up our currency if we get into that. That's
But
why
what I'm saying
in
is
a
Trump
war with
didn't
Iran affects the global economy, and
exactly. And
America
Trump.
can keep spending and spending, but if you ain't got no dollars to spend, like
But
what
here's
you
my
go
thing.
get?
They're
But
gonna print more.
Trump didn't want to do this right now because of like I think it helps, but like the gas prices going up, the economy going up, like it's a bad look for him. Everything that's going out, and then the way
I
he
don't
went about it,
disagree. I don't
and so like
disagree.
so I don't think he did this like oh I'm gonna just go shoot the missile at him because I want to. No, I feel like he was back against the wall, and they told him you better do this. And I know why. And Israel is feel like their back is against the wall because like once Trump is out they're not going to have the same leverage in America
Like,
anymore.
like I
And I
said,
think that's why this looks so sloppy. That's why the timing is what it is. And I think it's because we got a compromised president and a country over there that knows its time is running out.
I don't disagree that it looks like somehow Israel is pulling Trump in the United States strings as it relates to this whole engagement. So I agree there. Ultimately, I'm waiting to see what's up with troops being on the ground. That's going to tell me a lot right there. If this turns into a situation where we start putting boots on the ground, then the stakes are definitely like raised at that point. You know it's a different type of investment, and and that's what I want to see ultimately. Because
I don't.
if you can do this stuff remote with AI and drones and not putting people actually on the ground and stuff like that, like okay, that's one thing. But again, if you get to a point where the army starts going in, I think that's where it's kind of like, all right, not only is this potentially compromised by, say, U.S. being compromised with Israel, but it's something else at play too, where it's I don't know what it is, but it's something here that just the U.S. is definitely doing it for its own reasons. I talked about China, but there's something else going on here. And then, too, they tried to accuse Iran of trying to assassinate Trump as well. So they did try to create.
But we saw the white kid today.
I'm just saying they did try to create, because you said there was no 9/11 for this, and what I'm trying to say is that they did try to create some sort of boogeyman, if you will, to say like, hey, we're gonna have this reaction. So there's something going on here with Trump specifically in Iran, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it could be it really could just all boil down to the Epstein thing. But that's what I'm saying. I'm really just waiting to see what's up with the troops on the ground.
But that's why I think it's dangerous though. Like, cause like after 9/11, sending them boys to Iraq, you could play the video and be like, 9/11, this is why we're sending you to Iraq. How do you convince them boys to go in Iran without the 9/11 video? With like we're still trying to be like, well, what is it? Is it China? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, how do you convince those like soldiers to go into
Johnny.
Iran?
You like, Johnny, if you really talk to niggas in the military, like they sign up for this shit, bro.
Yeah,
like,
some of them are the dumbest niggas in the country, Johnny. Not all of them, but some
but here's what I'm saying.
I'm not dissing.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying.
This nigga's super disrespectful.
I ain't going that far.
Super disrespectful.
But Black G, this is what
they
I'm
don't
saying.
need a reason. That's the real answer.
Like they sign up.
They gotta do it anyway.
I saw a report where they're like saying stuff where like this is divine, and they're like talking to these soldiers about like this is like the Armageddon, and trying to speak stuff to them about like the end time. I'm saying, like, with the much information that we have, a lot of these soldiers are people that probably don't even agree with why they're going into this thing. And I think like once you get to that point,
every war.
But Iraq, I feel like soldiers were way more motivated after 9/11 to go to war versus now. Like, why are they? What's like their motivation?
They had more of a propaganda machine in advance for Iraq. They doing the propaganda in the midst of the.
That's not. I don't think that's effective though. That's. Johnny, I don't think that works as well.
But Johnny, let me ask you this: do you have to be motivated or unmotivated to fight for your life?
I don't think you're fighting for your life when you're getting sent.
Like if you are a soldier and you're going boots on the ground,
but you have more tech. You have better weapons. You have better technology.
That's the only thing you care about.
But now you're changing the conversation. You're talking about them being motivated by political reasons. It don't matter if they're motivated or not. They're going to get an order, and they're going to execute it, or they're going to die.
No, but that's Russia, and even Russia has having trouble with their military. But you don't.
I'm talking about America right now. What are you talking about?
But what I'm saying is like
are our troops motivated?
Bro, when you sign that contract, you could go to jail for not fulfilling your duties. Like this is.
But then the thing is, like, once you get over to Iran, it's either you do your job or die anyway.
How you gonna get home?
I mean,
you gonna get home by any means.
That's not necessarily true because if we look at the war that's going on right now. Russia versus Ukraine. Russia sent a bunch of people, a bunch of unmotivated soldiers, and if you look at, there's a bunch of defections. There's a bunch of them quitting. They're not fighting. They're giving up quickly, and that's why they haven't been able to take over. That's why they're so ineffective in Ukraine. Is because like there's not a lot of national motivation.
Russia's military to the United States military.
If you look at the top two most powerful militaries in the world by ranking, it was Russia and it was the Russia-United States.
But
and like so, like, if that military doesn't function well without proper motivation.
You know the difference in say recruitment strategies for Russia versus the United States. See, in Russia, in certain countries, there's no choice in what you do. You serve the country, and that's period.
You think a lot of people that get in America, you think a lot of people think the military is like an option when they don't have any options? A lot of people use the military as so it's very similar to where you don't want to go fight.
These niggas in the military did not get drafted. They're there because they chose to be there. This is my point. Like they're getting paid. A lot of them,
people make that decision when they didn't have any better options.
This is the thing that gives them opportunity to feed their families, to put food on the table, to have a good quality of life. Like the military, like I'm not gonna shit on niggas who choose to go that route because they can't make it shake no other way. And then they do their 20 years, retire mad early, get that check. Like
You
be
only
able to
got to
live
do
a good
20,
quality of life. Like,
4 or 5.
but
I
you know, when
get
you
that.
retire,
I get
when
that.
you do your 20 years, you get half your salary for the rest of your life.
I get that. But I feel like there was there's places
It's
where
not the worst thing.
Johnny,
where
imagine you
like
just in Dubai at the base chilling, and there'll be shit going on. You smoking hookah, fucking hoes. Like, man, now I gotta go to Iran. Like, them niggas ain't really
I
built for
wouldn't
that.
want to
Like,
go, and I wouldn't fight that hard against Iran. That's what I'm saying. Even as a soldier.
But what if you don't fight that hard? It means you
They gonna be
die.
fighting you hard enough, nigga.
yeah,
Yeah,
You ain't
that's what
gonna
I'm
have
saying.
to.
Like the counterbalance of it is crazy. It's
Oh,
bro,
they
like
gonna
you
be
got
fighting hard
you
I'm
while
got
gonna
the
niggas shooting
chill
at
video,
while
me.
they're
man.
trying to kill me. That don't
They
even
shooting
make
at me, but
sense.
I ain't trying to.
But
Well,
I'm gonna
nah.
just throw one
All I'm
back
saying is
at
one
him.
bullet go by my head, I'm out. Hey, but I'm hurt. I'm out. I'm tapping out. I'm calling you.
Oh
Send me to
man.
jail. Hey, well, me. I'm not like send me to job.
You go play dead.
Oh
But
yeah,
send me to. I'm not fighting Iranians. They ain't do nothing
All
to
right,
me.
so Johnny, but let's be real.
Johnny
If
Ali.
one bullet fly by your head, you're gonna make sure that you live that scenario out by any means.
Say
Which
Iranians ain't
means
never
I'm
call you
gonna shoot
nigga,
at
huh,
you.
Johnny?
They ain't never called me no
They
nigga. They ain't sent no missile my way. They ain't nothing. Right?
and if
Like
they
why am
did
Yup.
I?
call you nigga, you ain't understand the language.
Uh, Farsi.
You go to Israel, they'll spit on you, black ass. Like, for real. Ask
I'd
about
rather
What?
fight. I'd rather fight like, if I'm a soldier. If I'm really gonna be gung ho about some shit, that's hey.
Uh-oh. Go ahead and say it, Johnny.
I ain't saying it, but you feel me though. You
I
feel
don't know if
me.
I feel you or not.
I'm
I'm
not
just
gung ho about doing no wars with nobody.
Some people
the
deserve
Air
it more
Force
than
been putting in
others.
the
That's
most
all I'm
work.
saying.
But people could say that easily about the United States. That's what I'm saying. You gotta watch how you
Hey,
cast
we
stones.
deserve it. We deserve some of that shit too.
Yeah, check this video out.
all right. So I'm gonna push play on this one.
گله میکنن که چرا ملت ایران میگن مرگ بر آمریکا. اولا بنده این رو برای حضرات بزرگان آمریکایی روشن کنم. مرگ بر آمریکا یعنی مرگ بر ترامپ و جان بولتون و پومپئو. مرگ بر اینا یعنی مرگ بر سردمداران. ما به مردم آمریکا کاری نداریم. مرگ بر آمریکا یعنی مرگ بر شما چندتایی که اون گروهی که دارید اداره میکنید کشورتون رو. مراد اینه. حالا در این دوره اینان، در دوره دیگر هم دیگران. بحث ملت آمریکا نیست. ثانیاً تا وقتی که دولت آمریکا و رژیم آمریکا
They've been saying death to
همین
America
شرارت،
before
همین
Trump, though.
دخالت،
Like that's not
همین
a new phrase.
خباثت،
No, they're
همین
not the only country that
رذالت
say that though.
Exactly.
رو در اعمال
But
خودش
like
داره،
they
این
say
مرگ
that
بر
This is
because
the
we've
آمریکا
video
dropped
از
that
دهان
bombs
made
there
Trump
ملت
mad
before.
ایران
right here.
نخواهد افتاد.
Well,
من
he still.
گله میکنن که
All right.
But like the reason they
This
say
is the
death
video
to
that made
America,
Trump mad.
hey,
He
but
been
G,
calling Trump out.
but the reason they say death to America is not because of what we've done. Like we've been over there and we overthrew their people before and put the Shah in. And like the reason they say death to America is because of our foreign policy
Oh,
from
I
decades
understand.
ago. So it's not like they're like they have a reason to say that. And like Trump, like Trump, that's not a reason to like go do something to him now because they're saying it. They're saying that because like we've been dropping missiles over there and killing them. That's why they're saying it.
It's
That's not
it's
like we should probably stop and chill out because like we've caused the death to America because they hate us because we're American. They hate us because of how we do other countries.
Yeah, look, I don't disagree. I
And
don't
so that's
disagree
not
on
a.
what you're
I don't
saying.
think that's a valid reason to
it's one of
like.
them. It's one of them things where like it's like sacrifice y'all leader for us and we good. Or your leader gonna just put everybody in the fire, and our leader's like, nah, we gonna put everybody in the fire. I ain't about to die.
I ain't with
that's
that. Take
that's
that
what's
motherfucker.
going
Take
on.
him. Get him out of there. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Take that motherfucker out of here.
So you really think us, getting Trump out of here fixes tension between the U.S. and Iran?
Well, we had normalized relations
We
under
ain't had no
Obama,
tension. It's been
but like
Israel.
under Obama, he took
That's my point.
the sanctions
Like,
off. So there are ways, and there is a path forward to where they will work with us and negotiate with us if we have
We
good
was
faith people up
allies
there.
just recently.
but no, no, but
Iran.
let's
Trump the
play
one
this
that
out. Let's
came
play it out. But let's play
and
it.
brought the sanctions back. That was
Hold on. Let's
Trump.
play it out realistically. Let's play it out realistically. If Iran actually assassinates or kills a U.S. president, you think diplomacy is going to follow?
It depends, man.
You
It's
think
like
now at that point we sit at the table and start talking about a deal? You just killed our president.
No,
it
that's
depends,
9/11.
man. It's
No,
it's
that's not.
like
That's not
it's
going. But
like
like,
Oh, it's a
but
wrap
like,
now.
so what happens? So why do we expect that when we kill their leader?
I didn't say we should expect that. That's my
That's
whole
what our
point.
leader is expecting. We thought just because we took their leader out, they gonna like. We can't like think like
You can't think that
but if they
they
take our
would
leader out, we're
the
gonna
U.S.
fight. So
president
why
and
would
the
you
U.S.
take their
would not
leader out and not
respond
expect
with
them to fight?
if you think that the U.S. president is going to get assassinated by any country and the response will not be swift and overdone, you are tripping. I can assure you
Same
that.
thing with the Ayatollah. You think you gonna kill the Ayatollah and motherfuckers just gonna bow down? They
Kinda,
not.
yeah, actually, kinda. That's why they did it.
It's not how that
That's
goes.
why they killed the
Not
niggas.
that's
That's
not
why
how
they
that
went to
goes.
Venezuela and got the
It's
president.
not how that goes.
That's
Venezuela
G.
ain't
exactly what they did. Yeah,
Venezuela
exactly.
ain't Iran.
That's
Venezuela.
not
But
how
look,
that go,
but
bro.
they did it. But they went and killed the nigga. They went and killed a few niggas on the
They
first
captured
week.
And they got
killed a few
another one
niggas.
back there still saying death
They
to
killed a few
America.
niggas now. I'm just
And
saying
it's
they
still
killed the
death, and it's
leadership.
always gonna be death to America now.
They
Hey,
How do
listen,
they went
how do
in
they
there
not
and
say
killed the
death to
Hey, but
America?
leadership.
But I'm saying, but it's always death to
G,
America
it usually
now.
don't work like that in the Middle East though.
It don't
Look,
work
they
like that
killed
in
the leaders
Chicago,
mad
Q.
easy.
It
Bro,
don't work
it's
like that in
like
Chicago. You kill somebody up, it's smoke.
Well, I ain't
It's
talking
up.
about Chicago.
you
But I'm
watch
No, they're
saying,
Game
but
of
gonna
y'all
respond. They're
watch
gonna
Game of
respond. I
Thrones.
just don't
Like
think the
in the middle.
U.S. I don't think I don't think the U.S. is afraid of the response. That's all.
Y'all watch Game of Thrones.
I am
It's like
Yeah.
as
the
an
mad it's the
American, I'm
Mad King
afraid
syndrome.
we're
And
gonna
if we
eat it.
talk about presidents in American history being assassinated, it's only ever been by other Americans. When that attempt happened a few months ago on Trump when he was running, it was a white kid that they arrested. Like it's only been Americans that ever assassinate the president, and they trying to place blame because they trying to find more reason of why we need to be in Iran. So now it's like, oh, that was Iran and trying to kill the man. Iran was not trying to kill the president.
They
Like
can't, but they're
those
gonna
were
kill.
Americans.
But they're gonna kill other Americans if they can't get to the president. It's gonna be other Americans that they're gonna die
What you
instead.
think? What you think? They
And I
gonna?
think that's the issue.
What's an example of that, Johnny? What you mean other Americans? Where? Like
There's
what you
seven.
mean?
There's 7 already that died over there because of Trump.
So they
But
say
no. But you so it's, okay? Are you talking about they're gonna kill soldiers, not like civilians? Like which one are you talking about?
They were shooting missiles at places where American civilians were in Dubai. There was American like could have got that. Like their American civilians are in
So
threat or in danger
American
now.
bystanders will get killed because they're like you get what I'm saying? Like are you?
Probably yes. There will probably be more Americans that die because of this. Yes, probably yes. There will be American civilians that die because of what we just did.
I understand what G's getting at. Like the framing of not putting Middle Eastern abroad Americans does make it seem like you're saying that they're going to attack us on our soil.
But they to attack Americans. They're Americans though, and like
But
in
Johnny,
Dubai,
like
and place
Johnny,
where, like,
they're in Dubai. Like you're attacking Dubai. Like if you attack Dubai, that's not an attack on America, bro. I'm sorry.
but if they kill
It's
Americans,
like a Chinese
It's like
nigga
when
died.
Leandro Ball
A
got
Chinese nigga died in 9/11. I don't think the Chinese are crying about all that they lost on 9/11.
or like when Leandro
but I'm
Ball
saying,
was
but
arrested
it's
by the
different. It's
Chinese
different
people.
if the Chinese are like it's totally different because like they
Uh,
want to kill Americans because they're screaming death to America. So like they're not screaming. They weren't screaming death to China before they did that.
but you know how many Chinese
Like,
people died on 9/11?
but that wasn't the target though. They weren't trying to kill. And how many?
That's all,
How
but,
many?
I'm
How
just
many
saying,
Chinese
do you
people
know how
died?
many?
Like,
Do you
wait a
know
minute.
how
How
many
many?
Chinese people died on 9/11, bro? Do you know how
That's
many
just.
Jamaicans died on 9/11?
But like we're a real target though.
Hey, G,
Like
let me ask you this:
that'd be like killing
how many
like.
FBAs died on?
See,
and
y'all
then we
boys trying to be
already know
funny.
9/11. The second plane didn't even hit. The bomb came from the bottom. But they don't want to talk about
Hey,
that.
better yet,
They had
G,
one
let
in
me ask
Building
you this.
7 too.
G, let me ask you this: how many Black indigenous died in that?
See, y'all being funny. Y'all being funny. Yeah.
Man, let's. I'm on 10%. Let's talk about Bam before my shit dies.
All right, cool. Let me pull up a couple of these.
Speaking of
these
FBA.
memes. There we go.
Another
Hey,
African.
Speaking of,
snatched
hey, but shout out to North
FBA let that
Carolina,
man
man,
drop
producing them
85. This wasn't
stars,
FBA's
man.
guarding.
Even if you're not a full FBA, even though I think Bam got some FBA in his blood, I feel like he gotta have at least an FBA mama.
He got some Nigerian in it for sure.
He a mud blood.
You know. Damn, Johnny boy, this nigga got the slurs for the damn mixed FBAs. Damn,
That's crazy.
I didn't even know that they had damn slurs for the half FBAs.
Not a
Damn,
slur.
You call him a mud blood?
Johnny, you got so
that's
so
crazy, nigga. Damn,
you got so many.
You describe a nigga like a crawfish. That's crazy.
That's crazy. A mud blood is crazy.
That's from it's a Harry Potter reference.
Johnny, you got to go to Ghana, man. You got so many twins out there.
I believe it.
You gonna be like, what the hell?
Okay, yeah, I thought Bam Mama, because hey, you can't be out in Eastern North Carolina and not have some FBA in you, because he was out in the sticks. I think Bam was in fucking Pine Tops or some shit.
They say he grew up in a trailer.
There you go, right here. So Bam Adebayo grew up in a single wide trailer in Pinetown, North Carolina. Is now the second all-time single game scorer in NBA history, behind only the great Wilt Chamberlain. The FBAs, they first started with a hairline analysis. They said that he had some Pan-African in him. They then did the research, and they said that his mother was at least part FBA.
This shit sound like eugenics.
Bam Mama FBA. now they claim a nigga if he have FBA, like that
nigga dropped 83 and he cool.
Hey, he FBA, he chose an FBA queen, so I respect the brother. You know, I respect the brother. He deserved this. That's what happens when you choose black queens. Good shit happened to you.
Yeah, but that was a beautiful moment seeing that.
All right, so I guess
shout out to Asa Wilson too. She a queen for real.
A little more of the critique that's been going on.
The NBA is looking like a complete joke. Bam Adebayo, 83 points. Are you kidding me? The most free throw attempts and makes in NBA history. You mean to tell me out of all the people to break the record that Kobe Bryant had, 81 points, and yes, I'm calling that the most points all time because I never saw film of Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points. Bam Adebayo is the player to do that, and the Washington Wizards, in my opinion, let him go out there and do that because there's no way in hell that he scored 40-something points, whatever he had in the first quarter and in the first half, and then he comes out in the second half and gets to 83 points. You must be kidding me. I wasn't even watching the game. I was catching up on the highlights on my phone.
I definitely would have heard that nigga.
Good first quarter. Then I'm seeing updates and more updates. I'm like, what the hell is going on in Adam Silver's NBA? Ain't no way. This is why I prefer to watch college basketball, because I feel like the college basketball defense is way more intense. I'm not saying it's a better product, but what I'm saying is on a night-to-night basis, they out there playing impactful basketball on the defensive side. This is crazy. 83 points. No disrespect to Bam Adebayo, Asia Wilson. I hope they come together and create a monster. But out of all people, he wants to break the record. In my opinion, this is a bad look for the NBA.
No, I feel that because
that Bam Adebayo had 83 points tonight. I'm sure you know Bam. What are your thoughts on that and such a historic night?
First thing you think is how, because of not because of him, but because of the way he plays, and I saw only made 6 threes, but 40 free throws or something like that. Tells the story right there.
7
and the Washington Wizards.
36 free throws.
How?
Goddamn.
Email should be the last person.
Man, the Wizards, all that record's supposed to be broken. Hell no. You always support the Wizards. G League team, French getting dunked on the whole time and playing no defense. Kobe probably rolling it over in his grave right now. Like, you that. Did you see how he was going for it at 74? That was nasty.
Swaggy, how is one supposed to go for it?
Get out the game. You winning by 30.
But if you're that close.
No. If I had 81, I would have stopped.
If you're the player
Niggas is lying.
and you have 74 with 4 minutes left,
is that close to you, you want to get pulled out of the game?
I would get pulled out. Any coach would pull you out. If Pat Riley was there, Pat Riley would have pulled him out.
Would you be mad if coach pulled you out and you was that close?
Man,
I
fuck
wouldn't be
that.
that thirsty to try to break the
Nigga,
record. No, I
what?
wouldn't. They was fouling the Wizards
Hey.
for them to miss free throws so they could get the ball back. Like, that's crazy.
Good strategy. A good strategy. What I'm saying is that if you was Bam and that was your team doing it, you'd have been happy just like he was.
I like
Man,
Bam, but
hey.
he don't deserve that.
Hey,
See, that right there
That's
is the
hate.
issue. Let me
Hey,
just say,
Q,
let me
hey,
just
let me
say
say
real quick.
something.
That's the
Let me
issue
say
right
something.
there. That's the issue because if I didn't know, like the NBA has a problem as it relates to like niggas just refuse to give other niggas credit that they not. That's not their team. That's not their player. Like this dude, like the game was crazy, but he dropped 83. And if you gonna act like you wouldn't want your favorite player to have that performance, you're lying. You're just flat out lying.
But here's my.
And the only reason this is an issue is simply because it's fucking Bam Adebayo. Career 20-point average.
That part is definitely true.
20-point average score. He's not supposed to be an elite scorer that gets to 80 points.
He's not.
But he did. So shout out to Bam.
But here's everybody's problem with it and people's problem with the NBA as a whole. Niggas
And the
did
Wizards
that
were tanking
because they're not trying and they let him get that.
They caught him on a good night.
No, them niggas wasn't trying, bro. They wasn't trying because think about in the
Luka
80s.
went off for
Think
70
about in the
against the Hawks.
80s
They weren't
versus
trying.
think about like trying to drop 80 against the bad boy Pistons.
So hold up, but Johnny, so
They'd have clotheslined the shit out. Buddy wouldn't have did it.
David
Bro,
Robinson
them still grown men, man. It's 83 points.
Exactly.
But you're not trying. Like you let somebody get 83.
Johnny,
no, that's the Wizards' fault, man.
To the third and fourth quarter, they had not double. It was triple teaming this nigga. That's why he kept going through the foul line. They was literally triple team. I never.
They wasn't fouling hard enough. They wasn't fouling hard enough.
They went to the
bro, you ain't dropping 83 on me, bro. You ain't dropping 83 on me. They wasn't fouling hard enough.
Free throw line because they was fouling hard.
I'm fouling hard as shit, bro. You ain't coming back. You gonna pass that shit next time.
David Robinson needed a scoring title, and on the last game of the season, he needed
the bad boy Pistons would have stopped that shit at 43.
Nah, David Robinson ended up running up the score at the end of the season, won the scoring title because they kept force-feeding him the ball. Like, it is what it is. Like,
listen, man,
niggas do this.
When you in the workplace, this is the difference with the whole Kobe and Bam Adebayo. One nigga is flirting, the other nigga is sexual harassment, and that's the difference right now. It's like who you want?
Bam,
who you want
sexual
to be your
harassment.
man?
He done fucked the game up. Niggas calling the police on this nigga.
Nah, and it's like the NBA trajectory has already been on this like overpowered scoring, lack of defense. I think last year we had 3 niggas getting the 70s, or the last 2 years with Donovan Mitchell, Luka, Joel Embiid hitting 70s.
Hey, Black.
But so we on that trajectory of that. But at the same time, these is grown men. Like this ain't Bam fault. If you close to a record, yeah, you go for that shit. What's this?
Yeah, hey, Black. But what I think the problem is effort.
Hold on, let me say.
And why not give him
the
credit?
Marketing aspect of your team and the light that Miami gets and what you doing for that crowd out there, like it's just like so much go into it, bro. 83 points is crazy. The physical toll it take on your body to keep throwing up them shots. He attacking the goal every damn play. He's attacking the goal. That's why he's going through the free throw line. Like it wasn't no SGA fouls. Like they were trying to stop this nigga. They couldn't.
There's no way people it profession, because I think my problem with it is it goes back to like the load management, and it's like these are millionaires. They're getting paid more than anybody else in the history of like professional sports. When it comes
but not these Wizards.
But no, I'm talking about just the NBA as a whole. I'm talking about just the state of the league. The state of the league is where people don't try hard enough. That's why people would rather watch college.
Nah,
because
man,
they give more effort.
I would push back.
Bam Adebayo scoring 83 is a lack of effort.
Well,
bro, and if the Wizards so trash, I want to see somebody else get 60 on. I think somebody said on one of the reports, ain't nobody got 50 on the Wizards.
Bam ain't never scored 40 on anybody else.
The NBA has a problem.
It's never
That's the problem.
You do it.
So, but I'm saying, but like Bam breaking his scoring title by this much, indications of
Johnny. People skipping over the fact that nigga had 31 in the first quarter. Like he was
Right.
already doing something special, and when
He
you
was
see
off
a
to a
player
great
doing
start,
that,
and they kept feeding him.
So it's like it wasn't
niggas
no
wasn't
fluke.
trying.
Like,
Them niggas did not care about winning.
No, yo,
that
look
game.
at that first quarter. Like when you start giving niggas work in the first quarter, and you get that 30 ball in the first quarter, like nigga, that's crazy. 30 ball in the first quarter. Yeah,
I'm breaking my as a coach. I'm breaking.
Well, but why you gotta like injure a nigga because he's scoring?
They would have did that in the 80s.
Stop him.
In the 80s, they
we don't have
that.
to talk about the 80s. I don't care nothing about that.
Why
would to me like
the shit out that
I
man?
think that's the.
But for real though, if you watch the NBA and the team is not tanking, it's going to be a good game at this time of the year. The issue is teams are tanking, but you see the same thing in the NFL late in the season. Late in the season, them trash ass teams fighting for a draft pick.
But here's my thing about this:
40 free throws and you're not getting shots contested. You're getting shots contested against 40 free throws.
Here's my thing about the NBA: like all them niggas are good. Even all them niggas on the Wizards are probably like the best players. And like so to be like
sunning these boys,
but like it's because they're not trying, they're not motivated.
Is on fire, and they're an elite basketball player. It's nothing much you can do. Like, but hope that they cool off. Like, Bam is.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I disagree. Niggas is just tired. They just fouling. They hacking. That's not trying.
Well, why is the ref giving this nigga 40 free throws?
That's a great question.
Like before, like that's
they
not trying. You
just
hacking the nigga at that point. You just
especially when you look at that Jaylen Brown situation.
They might need to get investigated for sure.
But like my thing is like, if it was like there's certain people that I could be like, all right, he got hot. Bam's not like one of those people I'm like, oh, he got hot like that to where like it's unstoppable. Like there's certain people
against NBA talent. I get you.
Like there's certain players like I get it, he got hot.
Forgot
but
about
like
that.
Bam's one of those players where he got so hot that it couldn't be stopped before he got to 83. That's insane.
I will say this. I think that
it's an anomaly. How many players score 80 plus? It's an anomaly.
I will say that
usually people with better offensive bags than Bam.
I will say this in the past. Getting over 70 meant a thing. I think that this is the first time, and this is where a lot of the dialogue kind of breaks down. Bam is the first non-offensive player to make this kind of a big jump. Like you'll see non-offensive player, people that's not known to be offensive threats or primary offensive threats. Bam's a good player and he can play offense, but he's not known as like an offensive guy. And them like you'll see like like some of those random role guys, they'll score 40. They'll get a 30-point game. Every once in a while, one of them might luck up and get like a 48, 50-point game. But it getting to 83 is a little bit different. And I think that prior to this, it put you inside rare company to where it became an ilk. So even Donovan Mitchell and Joel Embiid, they're still known as prolific scorers still. Luka is known as a prolific scorer, a perennial MVP candidate. You look at Jordan, that meant something. When Devin Booker
get up there one time.
When I don't remember
Booker's got kind of played at the time. They kind of played Booker because it was like he was getting up garbage ball shots and then losing effort.
He still
put up the number.
It still was a thing that followed him was like, hey, he still put up 70 in the league, and that was a big thing. He's a real scorer, pure scorer. I think that this is like the first time that people are kind of looking at it a little differently because of, I think he was under 50% when it came down to field goal percentages. And the majority of I don't know the majority of it, but he made about maybe you say 2/5 of his points came from the free throw line, and he's not a prolific scorer. So we was in the gym today, and it was me and a couple guys, and it was talking where it's hard to find the highlights of the actual moment, and it's because of when you think about the Kobe, when you think of him hitting that fade over Jalen, what's his name, Jalen Rose. With the side head,
the first Jalen,
right? when you think about, I don't know. Well, Wilt, you just see the 100 and shit like that. But what is it? Jordan against the Celtics. When you think about like all these different little moments, they come with the tagline. This one is kind of
It
hard.
was ugly. It was ugly.
It felt and looked, and then when you look at the box score, it's like it's kind of nasty a little bit.
It's ugly.
But
it's 83.
I think a lot of people watch.
But do it watered down scoring. Does it water down scoring?
I started from the halftime and it was exciting. Like, I mean, the end is what it was. But I think if you was watching the game, like, you was excited because it's like just the possibility of it is like in our lifetime of like, could he get 100? Or, you know, I wasn't even thinking about breaking Kobe record. I'm like, can he get 100? Like, that's what I'm thinking. But just that excitement of watching it, and you know, if you own that team, you go do whatever to try to make that play or make it happen. Like, I don't get all this shit about.
And your teammates looking out for you too, trying to help you get the record. Like,
yeah,
that's fine.
Hey, well, let me ask y'all this.
I like everything about the teammates.
Just like they did Kobe. They was feeding him too that day.
Kobe last game, they definitely made sure he got his shots.
Hey, well, let me ask y'all this. Does this, like, since it happened, and y'all want to give Bam his credit, but does this,
there's some credit? I don't give him a lot. I give him some.
I don't give, but does that, like if he's the guy and like he can do that, and it's, you know, full, you know, good faith, they was trying as hard, does that then like diminish like the value of scoring?
I think so.
I don't know what you mean by the value of scoring.
I think that inside this current NBA,
well, as far when it comes to legacy,
I think that, well, you just asked two different questions, but because he does have a second all time, and this cements a bit of his legacy. But does it diminish scoring? I would definitely say so.
He broke LeBron's Miami record too. I think it diminishes defense more than scoring, and we already.
I would agree. With that.
But to me, I think that those are synonymous a little bit.
Yeah,
because of getting 83 as like David Robinson when he was a dominant specimen. Nobody could guard him when he went and got close to 70. Dominant specimen. Hell, even if you talk about Joel, and I think that it was already getting close to watered down by then, and dominant specimen. He's the first guy that I don't know to be dominant, have a dominant skill set, but as well, we've had like multiple breaks in the league where role players are getting 40, 50, 60. And with that, I think that we're now inside an era of the league where the players are as skilled as they've ever been, but I don't think that they play the game better than the game has ever been played. Saying that to say, I don't think that Bam gets 83 inside any era besides for this one specifically.
But like,
Q, Q, hold on, G. Is it better or is it just playing hard enough? Because I think it's effort. Because I think like
I don't know, like so like you're using like these interchangeable words that can all mean a bit of the same thing. Like playing, like everybody knows how to play a man defense. How hard and effort you give talks about the quality of the defenses being played, or a zone, or a scheme, or whatever you want to talk about. So like all of these things do, or again, a bit of IQ and motivation. So I don't understand. To me, all of this wraps itself up. So you asking, is it an or? I think it all includes itself. I don't think that players necessarily, besides for the ones that's known for it, care enough about like the defensive assignment. And if somebody else is getting, 30 on them, hell, you sometimes now you see the kids get dunked on and then smiling their way back. Like I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
But I think it's an easier
culture of that fight, and so you also do it on a team that's had like a perennial losing culture. You add that to taking their heart halfway through the game, like you can get off on them. Like the Wizards used to losing already, but that was a gut punch, and you can see like their body language at the end of the game, like them niggas was embarrassed and disgusted with themselves. Like
it should be.
So I mean, it's just the culture of the league. Scoring is way easier. We hear it. We hear the old heads talk about it all the time.
But we can push back against that to some degree, because if you look at the errors, people are saying scoring is easy, but the NBA historically has had higher scoring averages in terms of points per game, who led the league in points. If you look at the top 20 points per game leaders in league history, only like 4 of them have been since 2025. You're talking about Kobe, Harden, Luka.
But them leaders
What
usually
do
are
you
the
mean?
stars.
You mean like
You said, you got the role players who are scoring crazy points. You got Khan Knuckle from the Hornets, who I love, but on trajectory to
King
break Steph
Khan.
Curry
But
record.
it's just because they play at a different pace as well. So it's like I said, like the earlier days with Rick Barry and all that shit, they played at a faster pace. Like the NBA, the final score would be like 130 to 140.
They cater it to offensive players. Like it's so many rules now.
Mm-hmm. Right, and restrictions on defense. But then the game is just played so much more free flowing. And I mean, I think that what's his name, D Rich TV, he does make the point, and I hear it all the time. Me personally, Johnny know me. He see me at the venue. Half the time we have high school games up on the TV because of that be engaging. Like I remember maybe like a week ago, we had like 10, 15 niggas inside the lobby just watching high school games. Where NBA games, you start to see like you switch to that, it starts to filter out.
It's boring.
But it's mainly because of, and this is the same difference with not high school, college. And then we're about to roll into March Madness. Shout out to the ACC tournament being in Charlotte. The game and the feel of the moment, the leverage, the quality of competition. I think that at the grassroots level, even if you push grassroots up to college, I think it's way higher. The quality is a lot better. The outlier is Kansas with Darren Peterson. But outside of that, I think that the quality of competition and trying, because of all these kids' life is on the line. Yeah. And that's at the high school and grassroots level. That you just see a better version of it, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was the most fun I've had watching the game, an NBA game on TV, probably since Steph and them in the Olympics in the summer. Like, because NBA games just been like, go 3-pointer, go 3-pointer, go 3-pointer, and then like it's just been boring, man. Like for real, to watch a full NBA game recently. Like I've been watching college, like you say.
He freeze.
I think Abe Black just left us. He said he was on 10%.
He pulled a Johnny P.
Yeah, he froze on us. He froze.
But but that's what I was saying about effort, though. I just feel like when it's the motivation, I feel like NBA players, they've made it. And I feel
but it's not the players, it's the teams. There's incentive to tank. Like at this point in the season,
also like the money.
But this isn't even like the first time. But this isn't the first time a team is tanked though.
But
no team is getting 83 put on their head, and that's the outlier.
By Bam.
Right. If this was 83 by KD, niggas would even respect it. To be honest,
Steph.
83 by LeBron, niggas are respected.
It's the name. It's the name. I agree.
No. It's not just the name. It's the skill set. It's what he's did perennially as a player.
The name. That's what I mean by the name. It's him. It's because of who he is as a player. Yeah. It's because it's Bam.
It's sure. If you mean like what he's done and the body work of it and what that means to get said number, I do think that's. Yeah, like that's the biggest difference in it, in my opinion. Johnny, shit on some more.
No, I mean, I was reading what Unc said. Are you guys upset with this man because you did all of this without a sneaker deal?
No, Bam is with Jordan.
Oh, okay.
He don't have a signature shoe, but he's definitely a Jordan athlete.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think any of us. I don't personally care about him having a sneaker deal or not.
Yeah, no, but
I do think that it's an indictment on, in general, my bad. I don't know if it's an indictment. I do believe that it is a bad look for the league. That's the best way that I can say it.
I think it's an indictment.
Like Bam is a really, really good player. If Ant Edwards gets 83, this is everything the league wants. And if we're thinking about it inside more or less like a publicity side, of like passing the torch, finding the next one. If Ricky Rubio goes for 73 tomorrow,
at least Bam is an all-star. At least Bam is a
right.
At least Bam is a multi-time all-star.
All right, how about this?
He's been all NBA. Like, he's
if
not
Darius Garland tomorrow goes for 73, I don't know if that's a good look for the league.
That wouldn't be a surprise either. He's a scorer.
I think that it would definitely be surprised. Nobody has on their bingo card. And matter of fact, I think Darius Garland
after Donovan Mitchell, I'm not going to be surprised if another.
I walk back my take a little bit. I think that Darius Garland going for 73 would be more likely on anybody's quote unquote bingo card than Bam going for 83.
I would agree.
But I think that
would still be an indictment though. If he scored 73, I'm like, damn.
I was surprised Donovan Mitchell scored in the set. I was like, Donovan Mitchell got 70 ball. Like,
but you can also look back and see Donovan. He done put up 50 balls. He done put up 60 balls. Like, this isn't. If you look at his career trajectory, he's did 50s and 60s, so he got a 70. Donovan can get hot. He's just like a weird player that kind of.
But we all know, like,
really respect.
70 was one of those numbers. You know, if a player hit a 60 ball, that was like, that's a crazy amount of points for an NBA night.
They was calling you Black Jesus at the end.
I agree.
Like you had a 50 ball. Oh wow, right. You had a 60 ball. Woo,
Black Jesus.
Listen. 50 ball meant
balls.
something.
Pause.
50 ball meant something. 60 ball was like that was special.
But now it doesn't.
70 ball was like crazy.
But now it doesn't because niggas don't try on defense.
I'm not gonna say it's because niggas don't try on defense, Johnny. It's like,
I think the league is worse on defense.
The triple double used to mean something too until Russ just made it normal. You know what I'm saying? Like the game does change.
And then a person acts. Well, but see, the thing is that the triple double kind of still does, mainly because it's only 2 players that did it, and they're all Hall of Famers. Well, really 3, but Jokic has done it. Russ has done it, and Oscar has done it. And right now, they're all Hall of Fame.
James Harden didn't do it.
Nah, he ain't average a triple.
But if James Harden did it, he's a Hall of Famer. If you put
he's top 75 regardless.
Yeah.
If Con could nipple do it.
See, you can't. I don't know why you're hating on Con nipple. This nigga plays a very specific role. He plays a very niche role.
I get it, but at the end of the day, let's say
with a green light,
let's say if LaMelo Ball did it next year, it would mean something, and it'd be more closer to an indictment.
I could see Melo.
You don't think LaMelo could score 70?
Oh my bad. I was talking about the triple double.
I'm talking about the triple.
Oh, the triple double. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the triple double. He averaged triple double. I think that it'd be like LaMelo's not really going to go get rebounds. Same thing you would say about James Harden. Like, it's an indictment on how rebounds are happening. To me, it's the same way when
compared to a nigga like Russ.
But it's not like. But my point is, it's not like the whole league is averaging 30. It's still only a couple niggas that average 30.
Oh no! All right, so you just moved the goalpost a little bit. Right now, we're talking about triple doubles.
But even scoring, because y'all said the indictment is on scoring. So my point is that I feel like even if you look at like really good. Are there more people scoring, say, like 20 points a game than ever? Yes.
I don't know that to be true.
I think it is true.
I'd imagine it's true.
There are a lot more 20-point per game scorers, but I don't think there are a lot more 30-point per game scorers. Is my point. Like,
I know, but the guys that were, because I think the guys that were 30-point per game scorers traditionally have been like outliers in. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. And the guys that still do it consistently are really, really good.
Like if scoring was so diminished, why is the nigga not averaging 40?
Why is the nigga not averaging 40 yet?
Yeah. If scoring is diminished like it is,
because everybody's scoring now.
The league leader should be averaging 40.
Because scoring is everybody can score now.
I think that well, that's a big piece right there. But we also did see James Harden get pretty close And
what did
if you
he
want to
average?
really
Like
push the
36?
30.
Yeah, he was like in like that 36, 37.
I think Jordan averaged around 36 one year. Or
yeah. But what I'm saying is that
I know Will averaged it back in the day.
The way
he averaged like 50 one season.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that during like that era of that version of ball, and I could see Luka average. Well, it's just the thing is about averaging and averages is that all it takes is one game to drop that shit a lot, or make it a lot harder. Where the consistency of doing 40 is just his own thing. With the variability,
that's what make you elite. That's what make you elite. Doing it consistently.
Let me ask you a question.
And so I don't know if a nigga's gonna average 40, but I think more 30-point per game scores are probably more.
Let me ask y'all this.
Depending on the way that I don't think that it's coming in the NBA as much soon because the game is changing to where it's going more Euro style. So like you're gonna get a lot more 20-point per game scores with like 3 of them on the team. In comparison to like a 35
exactly trying to have more even distribution, more people that can score versus just one like man attack type shit.
Hey, but let me ask y'all this though. Let me ask y'all this. Like so based on where y'all at, like
what else?
And where the league is, do you think the league, where the players in the league today, do you think they're that much more skilled than the players from say the 80s?
Hell yeah.
Or is it that the players from today aren't like putting forth the effort that those players did?
Skills not even comparable. Skills not even comparable.
But to me, I think that skill is one of them weird words that we use. And I think that whether you go you look at highlights from the 2010s to the 2000s to the
I'm talking about pass, dribble, shoot.
Right.
Footwork.
Athletic, I could see, but
yeah, I think they
post moves, dribble moves.
People have more freedom now, and so to me, if I'm being honest, and anybody can correct me, y'all let me know. If we do go to the early 90s, we're talking Skip, we're talking N1 mixtape era. Everything that we see today is the exact same thing, same fluidity, same skill set that we seen there. But this is the fact that the rules were unleashed. If you go back to the 80s, 90s, there is certain rules that hindered a majority of even the evolution of what we have today.
With the hand checking and everything, couldn't.
Not just that. So think about Iverson, for example.
Oh, the palming.
What is a norm is now we call a hang. What a hang dribble was completely outlawed. A hang dribble is now just the setup for some more carrying to happen.
Niggas carry every possession now.
The gather step has now added a lot more freedom inside, like how you can kind of get away with 4 dribbles depending on when you pick up four steps, depending on when and the timing of how you pick up your dribble. So it allows for a lot more quote unquote freedom of expression when it comes down to the game. So in comparison, I don't know that players couldn't do it because of, again, when I look at players that had freedom during that time, and then you look at like say crafty guards that was able to blend enough like a Nick Van Exel. They did, and if you look at the highlights, it's a comparable.
I mean, Nick the Quick is a legend, no doubt.
Right. But then I also would say, I think inside the idea of freedom and then being able to micro move a lot, there is a lot more skill set development. So if we're using that as a parameter of skill, I think yes.
Yeah.
If we talk feel IQ, I think not even close.
I would agree.
And because of right now, like I'm inside the space in which 90% of kids have practice and they have trainers. They don't play basketball.
The team ball. Yeah, I agree.
And so like it's certain things that you can pick up on, like a Kahari Coleman that played outside. And there's a feel for the game. There's an IQ. There's an anticipation. There's things that's not on script that you were like, oh, damn, that's special. And I think
it's hard to even put that on the scouting report too.
But
right. But that's the difference. even motor, like all these things. And I think that when we say skill, that's why I say it's a loose term, because of a lot of times we look at it with the restraints of what the older generation had and the freedom of what this generation has, and then like what is visually appealing to what is actually fundamentally effective.
So I would just say that, like, so even though Tim Duncan's not visually appealing, he's one of the most skilled to ever play the position, period, no matter how you slice it and dice it, right? So, like, appearance is one thing, but when I say overall skill, when you look at the average 10th man on the bench today versus the average 10th man on the bench in the 90s or the 80s, I don't even think it's a comparison. And when you consider,
I think that, like, to me, I think that a lot of that's just like social media fodder and
but let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
When we move past the 80s, I don't know that to be true at all.
But so like I said, 80s, 90s, 10th man on the bench versus 10th man on the bench today in terms of skill sets of players, I'm taking today's player 100 times out of 9. Now, the reasons as to why is just the reality. Like, yeah, they had more freedom, but the reality is that they didn't have freedoms to develop those skills. They didn't promote, like, long ball. They didn't want bigs shooting past a certain point from the basket. They didn't want them putting the ball on the floor unless their back was to the basket. They didn't want, it's like they tried to pigeonhole you into certain roles, and that might limit how you approach the game.
But you could also make the argument that right now big man footwork is lost, and kids can't get a bucket on the block. It's just a different version.
See,
of skill set.
I don't know.
Kids are like reverse pivot, being able to drop step out of that.
I don't know. They're not. I don't know if the art of the skill is gone, or if it's just that the style of play in the NBA doesn't allow for it to take place. That's what I would argue.
But now we're circling back to the same thing.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's the same argument. Like, it's a different version of skill set. Being able to shoot
but when you look at the totality of skills, most big men were brute force type niggas that were physical presence, like PJ Brown type niggas. Like when you were a big man in the NBA,
Shaq had footwork though.
But PJ Brown was an elite defender. So now do we put defense as a skill set?
Defense is a skill.
That's not right anymore.
Defense is a skill.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, there is a lot of things to kind of like put, because again, PJ Brown, if we use him as an example, like he still had a right hook, left hook, drop step to him, but he was also an elite 2-9er, where like he was going to be in the help, he was going to be in the gap, and he was going to wall up when it came down to it. And I think that these things aren't what you see inside today's game. Like,
it's a different game, but it also requires a different skill set though too, because
that's my point.
Is it skill or is it motor?
To me, it's an expanded.
I think all of these are skill
set. No, because it's like back in those days, your skill set
to not do something.
But your skill set,
expanding the game to one side of the ball is not.
But no. So back in those days, there was defined positions. You played the point, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. And depending on what position you played, there were certain expectations that came along with playing that position. That was typically what it was back in the day. When you look at quote unquote modern basketball, the quote unquote positionless basketball, it has now made it so that those bigger players have to open up their skill set to do different things. So now a quote unquote big man defender doesn't get as much credit for, say, playing that elite defense on the block as they can for getting out, being able to switch 1 through 4, for example. And so the skill set, so it's like, and then when you look at their ability to expand from a shooting standpoint, et cetera, like if you look at Andre Drummond's game when he first got in the league, being a dominant in the paint on ball type of dude, he was a bully ball type of player. even though he's older and way less effective, he uses way more skill in his game today than he did when he first got in the league.
I don't know. I think that he just shoots threes from the corner sometimes, but like his main value is rebounding and getting some garbage buckets. But I think that to an extent, like there's parts of what you're saying that I can agree with. I think that when we look at the evolution of the game, to me, I don't know if we just say it just means more skilled as much as everybody concentrates on the same skill set. And I don't know that to be better or worse. Like I can give you comparisons of like at grassroots levels where it works and when it doesn't work. And it really just depends. And I think that this is where in college is beautiful because of everybody doesn't play the same way like the NBA does. So then matchups makes basketball a lot better inside that scenario. But to me, it's hard for me to also say that because of you're a scoring guard that can put up a bunch of buckets off a step, jab, cross, or whatever, that makes you a more skilled player than an elite true point guard that can set up a play, run the offense, and then a lot of times they're running it from the block and being able to dictate every single matchup.
I would agree with that point. I would agree with that general point.
But so like to me, this is where I think that saying who's more skilled, it's hard for me just to make the blanket statement because of the games are like the wants for the game have changed so much. There's certain things that we can say. To me, I think an easier comparison be like skilled for your era and shit like that, or dominant in your era, things like that. But because of the way the game completely evolves, in 10 years, what kids are doing right now is they're gonna look back at this as like a semi or not skilled era. Because of the game's the game's always going to continually evolve.
I think the game is going to swing back. Like, pause. I think the pendulum's going to swing back to where, like, because we about to be in the Wemby era. And I know Wemby plays on the perimeter right now, but do you remember when Giannis went from like this skinny guy to fucking being like Diesel over like 1 or 2 summers where he turned into like this most dominant thing? Like, Wemby physically can do what Giannis does if he commits to that type of style. And so I say that to say, like, in the age of Wemby, I think there's going to be more emphasis on bigs, power forwards, like getting back to 7-footers, folks who can actually like play around the rim, defend the rim, do all that dirty work. But where I say the skills evolve, because now traditionally those types of players weren't considered to be like the most athletic on the team. Whereas I think moving forward, that's what I kind of mean by skill. It's like now not only are you, say, PJ Brown with the skill set, you're going to be like more athletic typically across the board, able to do more things. So
but here's my next piece is that this generation being more athletic comes at its own detriment as well. And that's why I think that most of these things are just like plain trade-offs. So
but doesn't every generation get more athletic to some degree? Like from one decade to the next, does the level of athleticism?
One could maybe make some of those comparisons, but I think that we've reached the hill, and I think that
like a peak?
I'll put it like this.
I think we've peaked from an athleticism standpoint.
I think we peaked, and I think that right now we might be doing more hurt than harm. I mean, more hurt than good. Because of sport-specific training and overtraining is making durability a lot less, and we're seeing
they working into the ground early. Yeah,
injuries that would be a 36-year-old injury happen at age 24 now. Like these Achilles pops and shit like that. These aren't even like real things that NBA players cared about back in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s. It was just now becoming a thing.
Them ACLs used to be devastating. Now, like
right. It used to be all the knee shit. Now there's overusage injuries that are taking away then that same athleticism that you was training for your first 15 years to get inside. And yeah, I think that, like I said, all these things have their different little versions of trade-offs where guys might not have been able to jump as high, but you have a certain level of durability and power that still was able to sustain itself over longevity and guys playing 78 to 82 games.
Yeah, that's where is like it's tough to talk about errors because I just am of the belief that what was required to play a game back then is not as taxing as what is required to play a game
harder
today. I don't agree with
more
that.
physical.
These
So we can't say like
work out.
We can't say that it was. We can't say that it was more physical. And to be honest, back then they had practices, and today they don't have practices. So these are all like different versions of, like I said, trade-offs. So back then,
and when you say back then, you talking 70s, 80s, 90s?
No, all right. So I pick up at 90s. We could just
okay. So we start at 90s. I just want to make sure 90s.
Yeah, we can go 90s just to make it even because we don't have to get in 60s, 70s. Like think about the world at that moment, like, and then compare those to the like regular people right now. But damn,
but games in the 90s was like 93 to 86.
But why was that? It was the brute force of the game, the wear and tear of it. It was slowed down in a physical game. So you have Mark Jackson.
Look at how many threes they shot back then.
Right, but that has not like the pace of the game has nothing to do with the taxation on your body.
But
in my opinion, I think that like if you're playing a more physical hand check, brute force version of it, that's way more taxing on your body. Like if everything is bang like this in comparison to the freedom of movement right now, I think that that's way more taxing comparatively.
So
like hand check, you have to back a guy down and then work into the post and then throw it to I'm trying to think of Rick Schmitz, and like he has to back down 3 dribbles, pivot, and then hope he gets something, and then like it's all brute force. They used to have 4 men just to be pretty much the enforcers on the team, and everybody had to go through this, and this was a 3-point line inside game.
And you think that's more taxing than being on a team that in which, say, like the Suns, they want you to put up that shot within 7 seconds of the shot clock.
Yeah,
like consistently,
definitely
up and down, up and down, up and down.
Me personally,
they're trying to guard a team putting up 50 3-point shots a game.
Yeah, like if you watch the NBA, right? It's not like so. Here's the outlier.
It's easier to play defense clogging the paint than chasing the perimeter.
I think guarding the ball for 24 seconds on the shot clock is way harder than guarding the ball for 8 seconds. And so I think that if we look at Spurs and the Spurs and Golden State as outliers, where say Golden State, for example, they're going to shoot a bunch of threes, but a lot of it is coming off of multiple actions. I think that that's way different than say even
how Boston plays today, or how the Hornets play today.
Yeah, I think that that's nasty work a lot of times. Like they just shoot a lot of threes. They're not always good threes.
I don't disagree.
You're not even having to like you don't even have to really guard it. You just got to jog back to half court and put a hand up a little bit, and it'd be bad threes, long threes. I don't think that that's more taxing than having to really guard somebody through action, down screen, pin down, zoom action. Well, they wasn't running zoom action back then, but flex action and shit like that.
Niggas wasn't putting up. Niggas wasn't putting up, but like so many shots a game. I mean, you know,
but it's because you was guarding. But it's because you was guarding.
It's only one player on the team. Like back then, it's only like 1-2 players on the team that's really you worried that you gonna be getting your work in. Like it ain't but a couple niggas in the league where you like, I'm gonna be good. I'm a long day today.
But that's not necessarily true. Only because of the way the league played. So if we look at the game as it was only one player and we playing Luka Doncic style ball, right? Yes, I get it. Because now you just one-on-one pick and roll coverage. drop, and everybody else is pretty much just standing still. In the league during that time, again, you're going to have multiple screens that you're running off Jordan just to catch the ball in a block. And the action is happening for about like 17 to 20 seconds of the shot clock. It's not a stagnant 5 out as it is right now. Right now, you start off with action, then he goes stagnant, then it's a P&R, pick and roll. That's kind of the league a little bit. We're starting to evolve a little bit more to where there's more off-ball motion. But in general, especially during the James Harden era, that was the league. It was 4 out. You have a ball-dominant guy, and you gotta have corner shooters, and the big is setting the screen. It's not a lot that you're doing on defense. It's just this guy's making pinpoint decisions off this specific version of offense to play. This is a lot easier to play than having to run through screen after screen after screen.
But
this is why I was saying
every player's not running through the screens though, bro. Only the niggas guarding the star. Only the one nigga guarding the star.
That's not how basketball works. So either
you couldn't even play zone back then.
Right, but that makes it harder. So you understand, if you set a good screen, there's a decision that has to be made, and this is where like the disadvantage of a screen is. So if I set a good screen on said players, the star player's guy, now the big has to fight over. To make sure that he doesn't set a good screen, said big has to fight the screen. Like all this is physical action that's happening on the weak side. This is the physical interaction that I'm saying is more total.
But you just said it's a heavy pick and roll league, so it's a lot of screening going on in the league today.
What is drop coverage? Drop coverage doesn't involve any of this at all. So you
now
we're talking the difference. So the difference is between
teams don't switch, teams don't. So you saying there's no fighting for over picks now? Is what you're saying?
So what I'm saying is that off ball action is different than on ball action. So if somebody's running an Iverson cut and fighting over that as the on or off ball man is different than setting an on ball screen and roll.
And you think guarding so if you're guarding Rip Hamilton,
harder
to guard. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right. Of course, but it's everybody. It's the same difference as like guarding Steph Curry. When you guard Steph Curry, everybody gets worn out because there's so much happening.
Correct.
This is on and off ball. This is why I said Spurs and Golden State are outliers.
But today, that's not because of the level.
It is, and it's because like Spurs run Golden State run a version of the Spurs system because of Steve Kerr came from him, where it's continual action. The majority of the league is not continual action. And continual action means continuity where there's a bunch of off-ball shit that's happening. The off-ball shit is what keeps people engaged to where you have to stay on guard. When it's a stagnant offense, this is when you can be lazy and you're chilling.
And you don't think
the league is mainly lazy, yeah.
So you think the best teams run lazy offenses? Like
prior to the game is evolving, but in the past 7 years, completely yes. I think that if you look at the Mavericks, Luka's game is based on stagnant offense.
I would agree to Mavericks that Luka style offense.
James, but the majority of the league adopted that forward. Trae Young, LeBron James, whoever you want to say, like when we start using the word ball dominant, when we put our best player as ball dominant, that's what that meant. And the game evolved into that. And that's when the cornerman became a big thing. And, it was
but would you say the last 2-3 years, teams aren't trying to shift away from that to where it's not ball dominant one player, where there's a lot more off ball motion and you've got more of a system and everything? Like that's the new trend, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do think that that's where the game is starting to evolve to. So when we're talking about what it is and what it has been in comparison to where it's headed, I give you two completely different conversations in general.
Because I would say right now, it's not what it was in that Luka era. Because even when you watch the Lakers play with JJ as the coach, Luka, it still has, but it's a lot more fluid to what it used to be, say, when Luka was in Dallas, for example. Granted, they got AR, who's definitely like, they got this heavy on ball, but the ball just moves a little bit differently than it did when it was in Dallas. But say Luka aside, you look at what the Rockets trying to do. You look at what the Celtics be trying to do. You look at what the Knicks, Brunson's heavy. But in theory, they got these players to try to have something like that. But I don't know what's going on with their wings. You look at what the Cavs trying to do. You look at what all these teams was trying to do. And
so I'm gonna be honest. I gotta look at a little bit more league ball this year, just because of, like I said,
the Hornets, another example.
I'll be tapped in on the grassroots a lot more right now. Once March Madness ends, I'm gonna watch a lot more league ball, which will probably be like Aprilish. But generally speaking, I think that the combo guard has become big because more teams are moving to the European style with sets that, again, to be honest, it does end in a version of stagnant ball, but you get motion action that gives you more options to start off. So like a zoom action, a split action, Spain action, there is a version of it, but it gives you one more level of variability to where there's a third read to it. And I think that the game is evolving, and guards are now having to evolve to be able to play on and off ball. So Trae Young is starting to phase out. Guys like that are starting to phase out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree.
Duke gonna win it all. March Madness, the tournament.
I got it. Hey, shout out to the chat. It seemed like the chat went like I didn't know the chat like the basketball nerdy shit, because we kind of going a little basketball nerdy, but the chat's still keeping decent little 20 numbers, 20, 23. I fucks with it. Fellas, is there any more basketball nerdy shit before we take this to culture? Johnny?
No, I like where y'all was at. I think I'm good. I ain't going.
Yeah.
Last question I asked, we went wild.
No, but the bigs are coming back. Pause. Okay. They're coming back. That's my prediction. That's my prediction.
I shout out to JB Hammer. Shout out to Money Chris. Shout out to old man. And before we move off of and take this to pop culture, we'll drop a call-in link just for any of you guys that want to debate or talk about our basketball takes before we go pop culture with the conversation. Call-in link is now live. Hit the call-in. Let us know who got good, bad takes on this. But what did you
yeah, I don't know. Somebody, Money Chris said Wemby would be cooking KG. And I don't know if I would necessarily agree with that. I think KG,
in the street ball,
I think KG will fuck Wemby up. Honestly, prime KG. This is an example where we talk about like KG didn't shoot threes, but KG was definitely a shooter. Like he had a jumper.
Well, KG evolved into like towards the end
one
of
of the best
career,
long mid-range games in all of the NBA.
He was definitely a 1 foot in front of the line type of shooter.
Yeah. This nigga took the worst shots in the history of analytics. He has so many 1 foot, 2 foot inside the 3-point line shots. It's crazy. So if KG,
AI was another one of those guys too.
That's a fact. So if these niggas actually prioritize like developing the three versus like spelling mid range, but Cuba, what I'm saying is,
but now you're making one of my points that I love to make inside like these generation comparisons is that I think. If you are elite in one generation, you're going to be elite in any.
I would agree. The elite of the elite was going to be elite, but from a skill perspective, I would say just because he didn't make a lot of threes, he also didn't take a lot, but he still had a clear skill set as a shooter. Like KG could shoot the ball, and he could do
switchable. He could dribble the ball.
He could do multiple things. Especially at his size, that he was the big ticket for a reason. Like he was. So if you take KG's physicality and the way his approach, I think he would eat Wemby alive. Like I think KG would be like
eat him alive
Wemby's arch nemesis.
Pause, but
KG was nasty, bro.
Wemby too long though. Like I mean, even like because like you
KG
gotta
was
beat
nasty.
him. Like you gotta beat him by a couple steps. You can't just beat him by one step because he got that length to catch up.
KG is
dunk on him.
long too. Pause.
Not that long. I mean, KG was Paul. Like,
I mean, you talking?
Pause. Like, yeah, dog,
you
pause,
comparing
like,
niggas'
dog,
length.
Pause. I don't even want to talk basketball no more. Let's talk music. I don't even want to talk basketball no more. Like, I'm done. I don't want to talk basketball no more.
Oh man. Money Chris say, hey, answer the question though. I'm trying to see if y'all know ball. What was the question? Hey, if y'all play, if y'all three play street ball on the same team, who's the two other players getting picked up? Pick any two players in their prime. I got Wemby, Manu, Kawhi.
It's us. It's us three. Give me Wemby and Tim.
Well, he also had a weird question.
In their prime.
All right, so he said
Wemby ain't even really at his prime.
So all right,
yet.
so my bad. Let me think about my team I got first. So I got Johnny 5'7" chain vapor.
Hey, I set you down.
He will. You didn't.
I locked you up.
He will sit down on defense, but he will not contest the shot. G, I think G, you somewhere around like that 5'9", 5'10"
Man, I'm like 5. I'm 5'11". I'm right there under. Hey, if I was in the league, I'd be 6'1". I'm just saying.
Hey, yeah, if I'm in the league, I'm 5'10", 5'11" in the league.
If I was in the league, I'd be 6'1".
Right 5'10"
if I was in the league, I'd be 6'1".
All right, I got G. I feel like G's a hustle man. He's kind of like an Avery Bradley.
Rebounds.
Yeah, I'm a point forward type. Get it all done. Utility. Check all the boxes. Solid across the board. Pause.
I like to look at myself as like the evolution of an Ed Coda. Sometimes I yell at Johnny, but when I'm not, I dish it off. I push the pace. And I get it done. I can hit a nice little shot. I got a little bag to me. And so we got 3 role players. So I need 2 guys that's gonna get it done. We got Wemby, Manu, Kawhi, Tim.
Timmy off rip is the first
Tim
pick.
Kawhi. My bad. I'm going Tim Kawhi.
Timmy is the first pick off rip. And
yeah, Timmy.
Manu is definitely not getting picked.
Wemby is the
My bad. Damn, that's tough. So the Wemby Tim one, Kawhi gets picked no matter what, because I need a shooting guard that can guard the position.
Give me Wemby. You gonna shoot all the shots, Quint?
And
Wemby's still so young; he not even in his prime. So if that's what I'm saying, if we taking the prime player based off of what Wemby is right now,
I'm going Tim. Tim
prime Duncan.
Tim.
What are we talking about?
We're talking Tim.
Have you seen what Wemby do on as far as like niggas can get biased and Wemby gonna clean that up?
Wemby is a highlight right now, but he has not fulfilled anything to say
he gonna clean up though.
Tim wins. All we know is Tim wins.
Wemby can't even play 30 minutes a game.
Tim left the era with more wins than all the guys that we all love.
Come on, man.
Nah,
that's the easiest way that you look at it.
Tim and Wemby.
Like inside the Kobe LeBron era, he left with more wins and championships than both of them.
He ate in the power forward era as the greatest of all time. Like, let's be clear. This is Tim fucking Duncan.
With 3 role players. Manu. LeBron James would have traded him at the trade deadline.
Oh, Manu would have been up out of there.
Manu
He'd have got him up out of there.
Manu would have been up out of there.
He was Norris cold, Manu Ginobili.
He'd have kept Parker, but Manu up out of there.
Prime Kawhi before Zaza
Parker get the fuck up out of there.
He'd have kept Parker for a year or 2 after.
You know when Kawhi was about to beat Golden State before they rolled his ankle. That prime Kawhi right before he went to Toronto. Oh my goodness! Like
y'all messing up.
Come on, man. Kawhi and
Tim can't guard Wemby.
Stop it.
Come on, man. Tim Duncan's best skill set arguably is his defense.
You got the right team.
Tim can't guard Wemby outside.
You got to get
outside.
Robinson.
Prime Tim. He got
Tim
feet.
Duncan is the
He
best
guarded
defender in the league.
KG.
Come on, man.
You got to get David
guard.
instead of Tim.
KG wingspan 7'5", by the way.
Nah. All right, you tripping.
No,
David
guard
Robinson was
Wemby?
cool. Oh no, listen. I think that who we picking?
Wemby's light in the ass right now.
Oh, I will also say one thing that we did ignore is the street ball.
Pause on that, G.
Oh yeah. But we did ignore the street ball aspect. But yeah, I'm taking Tim any day over Wemby. And I think that David Robinson is cool. I think that he's limited skill set offensively.
I'm taking
the nigga
Wemby
just
over
look
Kawhi.
like an army soldier with them arms in his build.
Oh, I thought y'all was talking about who you got to guard Wemby. So
No.
That's why I said David Robinson.
I think that Tim could.
I take Wemby over Kawhi. That's my thing. I take Wemby
prime
over
David
Kawhi.
Robinson is no joke. Let's be clear.
No joke at all.
The Admiral, like super athletic, like a gazelle
He
out
had
there.
a Dwight arm. What is his name?
Yes.
Dwight Howard arm.
Superhuman build.
He was like the original Dwight.
Yeah.
I say that because whoever's guarding Wemby got to be able to run.
That's why Tim ain't doing it.
But,
Tim could run.
Admiral are y'all talking about like 2015 Tim or 2005?
We talking about Pete. We not.
Dog, I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about.
Y'all right. You right.
I'm talking about MVP Timmy. What you
I'm taking
talking
an
about?
old. I'm taking an old Tim.
Get up and
My
down
bad.
Tim was that dude.
My bad.
Yeah.
I'm taking an old Tim. My bad.
Tim was that dude, man.
I still got old Tim in the brain. My bad. Pause.
Timmy D. Pause.
I got Tim over Bron. That's just hate. You got Tim over Bron. That's just hate.
Pure hate.
It's not really hate, but I'm gonna let y'all.
If you got Tim
That's
over
hate,
Bron, you gotta put Tim over Kobe.
I think that there's an argument to put Tim over Bron and Kobe.
I agree, but this person has to say both. This person has to say both.
I think that there's an argument depending on what your consistency.
I agree, Q. There is an argument.
Yeah, but like
this
we
nigga gotta
can't act
say
like.
both.
I'm about to say we can't act like Tim didn't win more rings in their era than them.
He beat them both.
But
in the final, like, when it mattered, like
the nigga had Kawhi. He had Kawhi on one of them. He had David Roberts. He had a hella help.
Yeah, his team was stacked for a long time.
We gotta chill. All right, so are we saying that he didn't have David Robinson? Well, he had.
He had
super
old David Robinson.
He had super old. because 99 year he beat the Knicks.
He had 71 point David Robinson. What you talking
he didn't.
about?
That was not during Kobe.
Season.
That was not during Kobe. We got to do the math.
Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I get that. Right now, they just said he beat both of them in their prime. So Tim did beat Kobe, Shaq and Kobe in their prime. He did do that.
Facts.
He also beat Miami Heat prime LeBron
with Kawhi.
He also beat KG in his prime, Chris Webber in his prime, all of these, Rasheed Wallace in his prime.
We gotta chill.
Like all of these,
like Tim got he has a resume to make the statement.
Manu is not shit without Tim Duncan. Neither is Tony Parker. So I don't know all what y'all talking about.
But all
Kawhi is the only other
Kobe
legit.
Beat them too.
Who?
And Kawhi was averaging like 10 points.
Yeah, he was young Kawhi. Yeah.
All the people you mentioned, Kobe beat them too, though. So what we talking about?
He didn't beat prime LeBron.
We talking about championships, or you just talking about in-game, just season games?
So what we're saying is that Tim Duncan beat prime Shaq to win a championship on the way to the championship.
It's not Kobe's fault LeBron couldn't get past Orlando.
He beat Listen, well, hold it. You said who did the old man just say? LeBron beat him?
No, that was Steve. That said.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the year, but Orlando beat the Cavs. That was supposed to be the Lakers. That was supposed to be the year.
Listen, we can critique LeBron all day, but you said Kobe beat them. Yeah, so I mean, Kobe never matched up with prime LeBron with the Heat, and so like we didn't get to see that. Tim literally beat all these niggas,
and was the MVP
with their best teams.
Yeah,
with their best teams. Like
I agree. Tim do gotta. He's definitely in the conversation.
His resume is better than most.
I give Tim top 10, but
his resume is better than most.
LeBron.
And when you
listen, if you just make an argument, you can make an argument for him.
Arguably got the best resume of his era. Period. He's got arguably the best resume in his era. Yeah.
You like other niggas.
MVPs, titles.
I put Tim top 10, but
all NBAs, all defenses. He got it.
Listen, when you start going that route, then it get crazy.
He top 10
when you go all NBA and all defense and MVPs, final MVPs and the titles.
It's nasty.
I think he's definitely top 10.
Like you
top
can
10. Easy top 10.
Yeah,
you can put him top 5 easy.
Put him top 5.
Like, you don't have to.
They say he's the best to ever
play
his
your
position.
top 10. He's not in your top 5.
They say he's the best to ever play his position.
Yeah.
I don't know. I only got like a top 3. I don't really like go too far.
No, nobody put Tim Duncan in their top 5. I've never heard that.
I think that in most people's top, like if we go 5 to 7, Tim Duncan exists in it.
There's no doubt in my mind the best 2 foreign-born
5 to 7.
The best foreign-born players ever are Hakeem Olajuwon and Tim.
Tim is U.S. Virgin Islands. No, he's U.S. Virgin Islands.
He Virgin Islands. He really foreign.
Is he U.S. or British Virgin? I think he U.S. Virgin Islands.
He a bad buddy. He a bad buddy.
That's why he played for the guys.
He sneak in there.
Well, everybody play for us, man. They all change their citizenship when it's time to get to the Olympics.
Man.
That don't mean nothing.
Wow, tether bowl. I feel it. Listen, saying all that to say, does this mean that tethers make the best hoopers? Shout out to Bam Adebayo, 83.
A tether doesn't mean you're foreign.
Oh man, talk to me.
A tether means you're undermining the people that live here. It doesn't mean that we don't.
Bam just did that. He dropped 83 on FBA.
Oh, we back to Bam? Oh, so this what I gotta say. I don't want to ever hear nobody say Jordan wouldn't do nothing in the league today. Jordan would average 67 points a game. This is crazy, bro.
Talk to him.
Because one nigga scored 80, Jordan would average 60.
Soft.
Thanks.
So soft. Man,
come on now, y'all know these boys softer than a cup of pudding. For real, these boys ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? For real. Look, first of all,
how soft are they?
They softer than a cup of pudding. They soft. Come on now. You know it.
They cake mix.
Think about it. By the time that,
I ain't gonna lie. I thought he said pussy. I ain't gonna lie.
That nigga talk about that Bill Cosby.
I like Jordan. Jordan, the best player of all time to me. But y'all old heads, y'all be glazing. Y'all be glazing. These new kids is doing what Jordan doing in high school, and we can't sit up here and say like.
Well, I think that I don't know what your comparison point is.
Like when people are really trying to like, it just makes sense. This is what's supposed to happen. People get more skill. People get more athletic because the science better. The rules change. You could do more stuff. So for people to sit up here and deny and be like, "Oh yeah, these new kids." When Jordan was playing, it was rare to be a 6'6" guy who could dribble, had that skill set at that position. At that time, it was rare for 6'6" guys to be like that. If you drop him in today's league, today's league is built for guarding 6'6" guys.
What was rare? What was rare was that you could win a championship with the shooting guard as your best player.
Yes, it was.
That's what was rare. You couldn't win a championship with
Jordan
your best player.
Jordan's skill set.
Drexler, have you heard of?
Them niggas wasn't Jordan.
Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins wasn't Jordan.
Dominique Wilkins actually just as much as Jordan.
Okay. Even if I give you all of them, even if I give you all of them, even if we give you all of them players, them 3 players that y'all can name, are we in denial to say?
McDaniels inside.
Are we in denial to say like today? The league has really oriented because at one point the wing player was the player that was the most important to win in the league.
No, Jordan made it that way. It wasn't that way until Jordan.
Agreed. And now, the league.
It's because of the training. It's because of the money that's put into them. If those boys had the money put into them that these students had a day in school, far and all of this right here, Jordan you wouldn't even be talking about them boys because it was God-given talent. These boys are groomed to be that way and are trained that way from a little kid, all the money that's put into them, and you got to do all this. Come on, man.
So I will agree. Listen, I will agree to a piece of that for sure. I'll be around it, that motherfucker, and when I tell you the kids now get homeschooled, and by the time they come to my gym, they be having 2 training sessions before that day, and this is middle schoolers. But these are all suburbanites. These them little mixed kids. They got the curly little hair, and I'll be like you wasn't supposed to be. Like you right now, you working with sports performance guys so that you can be a little athletic. And the guys that you talk about naturally had a lot of it. So imagine if they had those things. But Steve, to go to the point. But Steve, to go to the point that you were saying, this is where I make the statement of how do you define skill? And so I do believe that clearly this era has more freedom to where if we're talking about like dribbling, crossover, they definitely have that. I also don't think that this era has the same feel for the game. Even if you talk about knack for rebounding, cut, playing off ball, anticipation, like they don't have those. And so when you see kids that play outside with the old heads, they also stick out in the gym. And I think that in itself is a skill set as well. And this is why, to me, I don't really compare eras as much as like how dominant you were in your own specific era. And that's why when we bring it back to Tim Duncan, I think that he crossed 2 eras and was arguably the biggest winner inside that era.
I gotta say this: Bam Adebayo, what he did is equivalent to Derek Coleman or Danny Manning scoring 83 points. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy how they rigged the game.
That's the Wizards' fault. That's not
crazy how they rigged the game like this, bro. This is crazy. Y'all know this is some trash. 43 attempts. At least he made his free throw line. Is wild. I ain't gonna lie.
40 free throws is crazy.
At least he made his free throws.
Those are prime Shaq numbers, to be honest.
God damn.
Now, what I will say is, because somebody making a point about the three-point shot. Okay. I do feel the NBA is getting carried away with the analytics. And even though it makes sense if you really talking winning basketball, it makes sense to shoot the threes. It just does. But from a watchability standpoint,
the quality of it.
And when people say the league got more freedom, in a weird way, it really don't have more freedom. Because now if you a 4 or a 5, instead of rolling to the screen, you expected to pop and shoot a 3 all the time. So in a weird type of way, it got its own type of constraint of what you can be. Like, it's just a different constraint. Like if you pull up and shoot in the mid range, only a few people get to do that. You know, everybody else you shooting a 3 or you going to the rack for a layup. It got a whole different constraint. You know,
like
and I just think anymore. And I just don't. Yeah. I don't think the defenses are actually worse. I just think the offenses is just running the most jankiest offenses. It don't matter what
the. I don't agree with that part. So
they
I'm gonna push back. I think,
they just scheming. They just scheming for a 3 or a layup. That's it.
No, right. I get it.
You make the defense.
I also see on like the different levels right now where getting. How about this? I be seeing kids have a kid drop 30 on them and then take a picture with him afterward, calling him big bro. It's nasty. Like, I think that level of like the competitive edge is missing, especially within a youth outside of certain ones. And the ones that are the ones you can pick them out and you're like, that's it.
They don't have a killer instinct.
Whatever the term would be, I think Steve, you're speaking about how defense isn't worse, right? I do disagree on that. I think that
only from a defense from a defensive perspective, the only thing that can help it is if the rules change. Like There's no like we got all the scheme because you can't hand check. They done removed everything. Like the rules have what is what's ruined the defense.
But Steve, can I say this? I think that what to me pushes back on your point is the fact that you see a better quality of defense at the collegiate level already.
I disagree.
But
it's more competitive. It's more competitive, but it's not better quality defense.
But
I think matter of fact, I think by leaps and bounds is better. I don't even know. I wouldn't even like put. I wouldn't even make it comparable.
But the collegiate level got a different set of rules. What you can do in defense.
Like way more physical. The officiating in college is terrible. Frankly, it's like terribly officiated.
I feel like the defense. I feel like the defense.
Brown would say the same.
I feel like the defense in the NBA have gotten worse because the NBA, the league, the people who make the rules, the people who dictate how stuff should be officiated, have made it worse. You can't do nothing. Imagine if LeBron could hand check a dude the whole time. He probably can because he's LeBron.
And they send Shea to the line every time off that like foul bait and shit. Like basically, it's like it's a lot of
they didn't rig all the rules. They didn't rig all the rules to the offense.
But that makes it easy. But partially that does make it a lot easier. I would say that there are outlier, and again, I wouldn't push to like the 80s. I think that in the 90s, early 2000s, that defensive players and schemes it had more credibility in comparison to now on the NBA level, just based off of effort and discipline and the amount of practice, where NBA teams don't practice. And so it's harder to be disciplined on schemes outside of just basic X's and O's, and I have to loosely execute this, and I can't be disciplined.
90s to 2010s is the best era of basketball. It's the most perfect era of basketball. Like it was everything you wanted. Because as much as people like to hype the 80s, y'all should go look up some of them scores them dudes were scoring in the prior 80s and before. Them teams was putting up 120. Them teams was putting up 126 a game. When people really talking defense, they really talking more of and I would even say early 2000s was actually a better defensive
for college too. If you being real.
The early 2000s, if you're really talking about defense, the early 2000s, 2000 to probably 2000 and
I think getting 35 in that era was tough, and that's why when Kobe did it, it was different.
Like you had teams going to the finals who scoring 70, 80 points in the Western Conference Finals.
85.
90
Those second quarter scores now.
You scored 92 today, and you getting smacked. You got teams in the NBA put 92 up in 3 quarters.
That's what I was trying to say. That the pace in which they play, I think, is more taxing on the body. Like when you slow down the pace, it's like you need more strength but you need more endurance on the other version. So it's like. Back then, niggas was living in the weight room in the NBA. Today, not so much. Like, so it's like you needed to have a physical sort of conditioning to you.
More injuries.
I have to find
why the injuries are the way they are.
I have to find the video, but it's a dude. They have calculated the amount of miles players run over a season statistically. Today's NBA players, by the end of the season, average 200 more miles traveled per season than previous generations.
Yeah, so that's the reason why they get hurt, because if you're going to train for running, you got to run. So they're doing the wrong type of training. They're doing all these elastic band stuff on the court. They got to be outside training and running. They have to run. You have to run. If you're going to be a running team, you have to go to the track and run. That's why your body isn't built for the style of basketball they're trying to play.
Man,
so you have to train it. You have to condition your body to run.
This how you know Curry different.
Very important.
Because if the average NBA player running 200 miles, I know Curry probably running an extra 400 miles a year.
Yeah, but the thing is that like,
built the same way. We're speaking of the average player. Now, if you look at far as when you come down to training is something that is a necessity that has to be there. And a lot of them don't want to work out the way they should because they feel like their skill set is there. They're not going into the paint because they don't want to get touched. They don't want to get hurt. They're just babies. They're just big babies. They're sitting up there and they don't want to get hurt. So they figure if I don't go here, nobody's going to touch me or this, that, whatever, which is crazy. And if you don't train, it's going to cause more injury. That's why I noticed they had to do this. But in professional wrestling, they don't wrestle the way they used to. So they always injured. You will never see a Ric Flair career. You'll never see a Dusty Rhodes career anymore because they don't wrestle as much. They don't put into the training the way they used to. And that's what's going on with the basketball. That's why, because they don't train as hard and they don't have as many reps as they should once they get out there and they injure themselves.
But see, that's why they're more skilled. But that's why they're more skilled.
What's the guy that do this right here inside WWE?
Tony Yayo.
That's John Cena.
Yeah. But that's why they're more.
Have you seen John Cena walk?
None of us have seen it.
None of them.
Nobody's seen it.
After a while.
No. My bad. That was an unintentional joke, but that was good, Johnny. But recently, like when you look at him, his body looked broken. When he's like doing regular walking,
well, that's steroids. That's him. Yeah, that's the steroids.
Hey, I don't know. All I know is cuz look like he done.
Wrestling tough on your knees. If you ever noticed Stone Cold Steve Austin, that motherfucker stayed with them knee braces on.
Yeah, he overdid it with the steroids. He did the same thing that Ronnie Coleman did. He overdid it with the steroids. So
Ronnie Coleman looked wild too.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Combo, man. Welcome to the show. What is your take on Bam Adebayo's 83? I don't know if you're an NBA fan. I know you like soccer.
Now Kamu gonna be like, that's us.
Talk to me, my brother.
No, he Nigerian.
He not claiming no Nigerian. Now, come on, y'all.
Yeah. I think they said he.
Bam Nigerian.
Yeah, he's half Nigerian, half.
My bad, Kamu.
No, he don't need know nothing about him.
Calm down. No, I do know who Bam is. How's it, gents? How's it?
He wanted to go.
Nah, man. I think modern players, bro. They are more skilled and technically gifted, but in terms of physicality, bro, I'm not too sure if they can compete with the legends, especially the guys in like the 2010s and stuff. And this goes across like all sports, bro. I think even in our football, we had the prime physicality in the early 2000s to 2010. And after 2010, I don't know, bro, something just happened. The way players are playing relies more on like the skill, the tactics, and the flair more than the actual physicality of the game. The physicality matters less nowadays, though. I don't know.
Hey man, put that comment back up.
Which one?
They couldn't shoot. How stupid is that?
Some
of our best shooters of all time were back in the day. I don't get. Some people are just clueless, man. What? In this information age, when you can Google shit.
To be fair, if you look at say like Larry Bird's career 3-point percentage, it's not that like great.
I'm not even talking about Larry Bird. I'm talking
he's
about
considered one of the greatest shooters of his era, right?
Huh?
Shout out Deadlift Shrimp. There we go. Talk that supersonic shit, old man.
Because when I look at the game overall,
Glenn Rice.
This is kind of
Glenn Rice.
This is kind of my retort to when people say today's guys jams. This is my retort to when people say today's guys would just physically. It's a physical skill that they have that they would just overwhelm. I want y'all to go look up 18-year-old Dirk Nowitzki playing against Jordan, Pippen, Charles Barkley. And look what 18-year-old Dirk Nowitzki did to them.
Yeah, he was
killing. And Dirk Nowitzki not known to be no physical guy. He known to be a finesse player. Like I think we overrate what physicality is when you met with people who got like a superior skill set. Yeah, football. It's like when football player playing a basketball player. It's like, we playing basketball. For the first couple steps, yeah, the football player might be bumping you. He might get the best of you a couple times. But I got the superior skill set at basketball. I know how to use that against him. Even if he's stronger than me, even if he's bigger than me, whatever the case may be. He a football player. Physicality only gets you so far. But
Steve gonna get dunked on.
It's no way in the world you can trained to do this.
When they played against Dirk, them motherfuckers was like,
it's a complete difference with that.
Charles Barkley wanted him to try to get him to pay him to go to Auburn right after that.
And I think this is where people they get too caught up on like the physicality of the game. It show you, bro, like if you run into a motherfucker who really skilled, who different, like Dirk was different. It wasn't nothing they can do with him.
Yeah.
And these is legends. These is all-time great legends.
Hey,
Jordan wasn't on this.
Steve, who got the greatest playoff run of all time, Steve?
Dirk Nowitzki, man.
You fucking right. You fucking
Dirk
right.
Nowitzki.
You fucking
Y'all
right.
some mad bulls. But
the way you talking, Steve. Dirk was.
Hey, Steve, you got to keep that Jordan smut out your. Like, Jordan was not on this team.
Hey, Dirk was an underachiever.
Hey, who was on the team? Pippen a better defender than Jordan. So that's even worse.
Man, Pippen is the.
Pippen ain't a better defender than Jordan.
Maybe, probably.
Pippen need to be worried about these Gucci flip flops.
When it really was time to guard the toughest of guys, that was Pippen.
Pippen took the toughest assignment every night.
All I gotta say, Dirk Nowitzki is an underachiever. The way Steve is talking.
Dirk Nowitzki
underachiever.
If Dirk Nowitzki overachieved in my opinion.
MVP,
great white hype. I can't say
what was the Mavericks organization before they drafted Dirk?
Hey, that's like the first great European.
What was the organization before Dirk, and what was it when they drafted him? 50 wins every year, playoffs every year, finals multiple times, MVP. Come on, man.
And Dirk could have chased rings.
Different eras
Can
too.
I ask y'all something? What do y'all think about why nobody never mentioned
married a
Magic
black
Johnson?
woman?
G going too far.
Yeah,
we was trying to keep it in present day, like 90s.
No, but 90s. He didn't play in the 90s.
We talking about like mid 90s. We're not talking about the retirement comeback.
Like Jordan kind of retired him inside the 90s when he beat him for his first chip.
No, the virus retired him. Jordan didn't.
Talking about
Magic. So think. Just understand what I said. I said Jordan retired him when he beat him for his first chip. I think that was the end of the Bird.
You realize Magic was
era.
hurt in the series, right?
That's cool.
Now,
what
I
I'm
would
saying
say it ended before that because the Pistons. When the Pistons
what I'm saying is that
the Pistons shut that era down. The Pistons killed the Bird era.
All I know is that with Jordan. Go ahead.
I'm saying that I believe Magic could play damn near every position. That's why I'm saying nobody talks about how good a player he was, but everybody, it's that whatever. I don't know another player that played professional basketball that could had the skill set that he had to play all those positions. That's all I'm saying.
LeBron. I'm not the biggest LeBron guy, but I think LeBron's the modern day version of Magic. If Magic was able to live as like not get HIV pretty much.
If Magic don't get that virus,
only in stature though,
man.
only in stature. You gotta account for the mindset.
Yeah, that virus fucked Magic up.
No, I think that mindset, like Jordan is a basketball genius. Again, I'm not a Jordan. I said Jordan. LeBron is a basketball genius. Like he can play the 1 through 5. He's also led the league in assists. Again, I'm not a big LeBron guy, but I respect everything that LeBron has done. And I think that comparable, I think that their minds work very similar, if not the same. And one could, I want to make the argument of who has a better basketball mind, but I wouldn't put one or the other way above the other.
LeBron is your 2-for-1 special. He's the first and only player to get a free agent that can't play basketball on the team and give him millions of dollars. So that's
Come on, his son.
Yeah. He a 2-for-1 special. That's the genius of LeBron. That's about it.
Oh man, that's wild. Ooh.
That's the truth, though, man. I can't wait till he go this year. I'm dying out here.
Oh,
in Cali,
you're
man.
a Laker fan. You a Kobe guy.
I'm a Magic guy.
Magic is the man.
Okay.
Magic is the man. I'm telling y'all.
I got Fat Boy Luca now. Luca ain't shit, man.
But
I'm glad we got rid of him now, man.
The reason we got him is because the NBA is catering to the East Europeans, so that's why they got him to market.
But why so are they so catering to the European now versus, is it the skill set? Is it that, what I'm saying? Because the league, the game has changed.
So I can give you. So I can give you two reasons. I think that one, the push to make it global. Two, offensively, the Europeans are. I just put it plainly. They're in front of America when it comes down to like offensive-minded basketball. When it comes to team structure and concept. So right now, most of the American, like in the NBA, you have a Spain action. In the NBA, you have where's Luka from? Like and where's Jokovic from? Like there's certain actions in the league that they're stealing from the the FIBA teams.
The FIBA market.
Yeah, the FIBA market based off of the uniqueness of the market. I mean, of the actions in which the game's evolving to where this is where a lot of
you also got a lot of those coaches coming over to the NBA now too.
Of course, but it's because of like if you can put their basketball mind to the American athlete,
right?
You got something special.
It's all strategic. That's why they changed.
I'm just saying the NBA is starting to poach their coaches and bring them over. It's also
because they know ball.
That's why they changed the rules to take the athleticism out of the game because the Europeans cannot compete with Americans athletically. This is the whole point. That's why the Europeans are being featured. That's how you expand. If you don't change the rules, the Europeans can never compete. They do this in every sport.
Makes sense. That makes sense right there. But I was thinking about the coaches. If it's because of that, they will bring more coaches over here to coach them for that style. But I
they're doing that
basketball.
The Europeans say it's easier to score in the NBA than it is over in Europe.
They play like we used to play in Europe.
Yeah, because they play physical. You gotta play through shit.
The NBA is cringy to me.
But I do think the NBA is trying to bring back more physicality, but they're inconsistent with when they let it go. Pause. So I think they got to work on just making sure they have like a consistent because like the Jaylen Brown thing was ridiculous. That was egregious. Like that shouldn't happen in the NBA. Primetime game. Yeah. You give them a tech, but it's a primetime game. Why are we tripping like that? So but then you'll see situations like where you got a nigga getting 40 something free throws, or you see situations like where, especially when you see like certain star players, they just seemingly always get the whistle for no fucking reason.
But this is my problem with the NBA. We know they know how to officiate correctly because they officiate a whole different way in the playoffs. Like, why is the playoffs officiated way differently than the regular season?
Sports is no longer about sports. It's about entertainment first, then sports. It's not sports and entertainment. So it's a TV show when you break it down. That's all it is. It's
everything is WWE now. It's scripted.
All the NBA got to do to fix their problem is bring more incentives to where if you win the division, you get a certain actual reward for winning the division, where the players are going to compete to the end of the season. And then on the flip side, you got to get rid of the lottery. You got to just you just get rid of the lottery, period. And let the rookies come into the league. Old school.
I thought you was about to say you got to bring back the Negro. I thought you was
let the market be the market. Let the market be the market. Ain't no draft.
Let FBAs flourish again. And we got it.
Hey, if they don't, we're gonna create our own league and do what we did back in the ABA days. So
FBA, NBA take.
I do think I do think it's an oversold narrative that they drafting a whole bunch of Europeans. Like, even if you look at this coming up draft, you might got one European dude they talking about. But for the most part, they getting the dudes from from college. You know, for the most part. You know.
We about to look. Let me look this up.
I don't know, Steve. It do be a lot of Europeans lately.
It be a lot.
It do, but like
this current draft is more unique than like what the average has been.
Like, even if you look at like the Luka one, for every Luka, it's like 10 niggas who they drafted out of the.
I mean, I just can't remember that last draft. You had the French nigga go one, then he went third, and then
you exaggerate.
Hey, Steve. So when you say European, are you lumping them as like just overseas people? Because it's not just European; it's just all of overseas.
Canadians.
Of course, I expect. All
right. So
I expect overseas people to get drafted, but for the reality of it, the most of the people who still going be like Americans. Like, of course, more people playing basketball. Scouts is everywhere now. Of course, they should increase in numbers. I get that, but like, if we being honest, everybody know the cream of the crop is freshmen who play NCAA basketball. That you are more
get paid now.
Like, even if you look at the numbers for as many times when they didn't try this, we finna draft this European. Everybody thought Bargnani was gonna be dirt. How'd that work out? Darko Milicic, how did that work out? Like, we just seeing these hits now. But before this, boy, them Europeans used to come over and bust. Pause. Damn,
like,
crazy.
whoa, Steve.
Hey, that's the most obvious pause ever.
That sounds crazy.
Relax.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
that was
the
true,
Europeans having a moment now.
Look at the last few MVPs.
And then we talking about
when was the last American MVP? Seriously.
But even if you
was it Harden?
Okay. So who been the MVPs? SGA. What system what system do he come up playing in?
It's not about system.
He come up playing in American basketball.
No, he played in Canada. He played in Canada. Maybe he did play high school ball over here. Maybe he did play some high school ball, but he not American. He don't count.
But I mean, you go to University of Kentucky
1 year,
and you playing the American basketball system the whole time, and you playing all your career is playing American high school basketball. Like,
I don't think his whole career was American high school. I don't think so. I think he might have did one. I think he came from Canada to Kentucky. Honestly, I could be wrong about that, but he not American.
Your argument doesn't.
And I don't even. And if we being honest about it, Canada is basically America. Let's keep it a book. It is America. Like, let's come on. I ain't trying to be on Trump time, but that shit America, man.
Your argument doesn't make sense because.
So we talking Jokic and who else? And Giannis,
Embiid, Jokic, Giannis.
Embiid play American basketball. Embiid not even a basketball player. They found him on the. They found Embiid on a missionary trip and brought him to America. He don't even play basketball.
Exactly.
But
he's not American.
But I'm talking about But where did he play basketball though?
It ain't about that. And Steve can't.
He played basketball in America. He didn't grow up playing a European style of basketball
because Q popped out. So that's why he can't hear me.
So, Steve, you can't hear old man.
No, I can't. Let me drop out and then let me drop back in.
Yeah, no, don't drop out because Q ain't here unless Johnny gonna be fixing it.
Oh, my bad, old man. I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, I don't know why I responded because
what old man say, man?
He don't know why he responded because you can't hear. But no, so if Johnny could get us to the after show, that'd be ideal. But yeah. So, but my point is that it's not so much that they play Europeans, just that they non-Americans. There does like the league. There are a lot of dominant players in the top 10 that are not American-born players. And it seems to be trending where that's becoming more normal than what it used to be.
If they get the players
I
from
do
across
think, like I
seas,
said, I do think we hidden in an era of where the ones who are they hidden on them. They are hidden on them in this generation when they choosing the European player. Because we've seen in the 2000s, we seen a lot of people chase the Dirk, chased who they thought was gonna be Manu, and they was missing. And now we just in an era of where they actually hidden on, you know, the players
It's
that they
not an
choose from Europe.
error. It's been a strategic changing of the rules so they can compete. That's
Hey,
all it is.
old man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's about that time. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it. I don't know what Q went. I
I'm
think he
about to say,
popped up.
there you go.
Oh, okay. All right, bet.
I think something happened with my computer.
Steve should be able to hear me now. You can hear me now,
Oh,
Steve?
I better wrap it up and go ahead and take
Yeah,
this
we
to
should
the after
hit
show.
the after show for sure.
It's been a I ain't know y'all. This is like a open gym.
Right.
Yep. And you were sitting on the bench like always, Johnny.
Hey, nigga. Hey,
You
old
didn't
man.
say not a word.
I dropped 20 before you even got here. I did a
I
Derek
heard you.
Peterson. I dropped 20 before you
ain't
even
nobody
got
talking
here.
about deuces. Ain't nobody talking about you dropping deuce, Johnny.
I said 20.
20 deuces.
I dropped. Hey man, look. It's about that time. We started a little late. But it was a good one. But we ain't even talk about the coach. We're gonna have to come back and touch that again.
Yeah, we can leave this as like more of an evolving conversation. We got stuck on basketball. It's certain topics that if you
Hey man,
jump
it's
into it.
March. It's March.
I wanted to talk about light bulbs, but we ain't even get there.
It's all right.
You talking about
The light bulb will go off next week. Johnny, with that said, this has been a fun episode of Unpacked. As you see, we have G the King. Check out the cash app. Make sure you send some love to the guys. Johnny P, host of the To Be Fair Show. Make sure that you check him out this Sunday. To Be Fair Show, 6 p.m.
We'll be
live
back.
at the intersection. We bite fresh out of Houston. Johnny,
H-Town. Love rodeo. Shout out to the rodeo.
He said that he renamed Houston Chocolate City or some shit. I don't know.
Hey, it's love. It's love out there in Houston. Shout out to Texas.
We have Kamu, the guy, fresh out of South Africa. Well, he's still in South Africa. One of them ones, our homie. We ain't get into the culture.
It's been a few weeks too, Kamu. Appreciate you pulling back up on us.
Kamu, he came back. He popped back up on us. Just to give us, what the diaspora feels about the world and its interactions in the culture. Old man, FBA's finest, fresh out of California. And speaking of California, y'all know I got Steve here. One of them ones dropping bombs. And last but not least, the Unk of the show. Unk will be on somebody else's debate panel, and they be like, "Hey, we too close in age to call you Unk." No, nigga, I'm Unk. It's Unk. Shout out to Unk. Unk is in the building.
He said, "Don't play with my name."
All right. With that said, this has been a fun episode, and we out. Peace.